Well, good morning, everybody. Well, good afternoon for some of you.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Oh my gosh, I have the best meme and I was going to post it and I forgot. Hi, everybody in chat. I'm going to show you guys my meme, though.
I'm going to find you guys which pictures, too, so we can do it.
You do it.
Hi, Jen Lou. Hi, Amelia. Hi, Mrs. Troy and Tia. Twisted Gemini. Hi, Connie. Let me see who else. Tamara, Nikki Lee, Mellow77. I think I said Missy already, but I'm going to say it again. Queen. Hi, Ellie. Go make a cup of coffee. You're fine. We're just gonna get it all started. Hi, Angie. Hi, Miss Alex. And Lynn. Okay, here. So I'm gonna see if you hold on. Can you guys see my meme? Here you go. Oh, shoot. There we go. This way. There we go.
Right.
I was totally gonna post that this morning and I forgot.
She loves her meme boy. Hey, Mel Mac. Brian.
Mel Mac.
Alana, I love you 500 times. Just gonna say it now. Tia.
C-Dub. BG. Blondie.
Samantha.
Hi, Jordan. Angie, baby. Hi, Brian.
Can we take a sec for Christine's witch, though? Like, we were just like, I was fangirling it right before we came on.
Hold on, I got one for you, Michelle.
No, come on. I love this.
No, I got one for you so you can have a witch profile, too.
I'm ready.
Combat vet price. You got a witch for her, but not a witch for me?
I'm getting you one. I can only do one at a time. I'm only one person.
Only one witch. We're like,
now I know whose face you love more.
All my wicked witches.
We love all our witches.
All my wicked witches. No doubt.
All right.
Yeah.
So I was going to use the witch as my avatar, and I was like, you know what? This looks just like Christine. I can't use it because people will think it's me, or people will think it's her, and it's actually me.
Hey, Brian. Oh, Mac.
She's good. She looks like a good witch. Are you following Libby Collier? Yeah. So typically on Wednesdays we do like our members only lives in the mornings, and it's like super chill, and we just hang out and kind of shoot the shit and talk about cases and whatnot. But today I was like, there's like 80,000 bazillion updates on cases this week, or even just today, that I'm like, let's just put it out there in the world, let's talk about it, see what everybody thinks, and here we are. So yes, I am following Debbie. I got some new stuff that came out last night and this morning on that. Am I screaming? I feel like I'm screaming. Am I really loud?
Yeah, you're actually like really medium today. Yeah,
really medium.
Yeah, like
this is my medium.
This is your medium,
and I feel like really like I'm screaming at the world.
No, babe.
It rains, it pours. I know there's just so much happening.
Oh, I know. It's like everything hit all at once. Like I'm still on Serenity's autopsy from the week before. Like I'm totally not caught up. And then I caught up with Debbie, and then Debbie just boomed again last night.
Look, we have a pretty guest. Hold on, you ready? Boom! Look at that face.
Look at that, Allie. Stop it.
I love it.
This is so
You're like the scary version of the McPumpkin from McDonald's.
Yes.
I got one like that.
Thank you. I was like, am I gonna join panel? I didn't know if I was gonna join. Then I saw her witch. I was like, nope, I got to. I got to show up
now. But that is so cool, Allie. That really is. I love that.
That's from that cartoon app that Tune Me. You just put in your picture, and it has like a bunch of different Halloween stuff. And yeah,
that's really cool looking, though.
That is cool.
Is that the same one that you use, like that makes you blow your bubble gum, like your bubble on your bubble gum?
Yep.
Oh.
I like that picture. Hi, Paula. Hi, Chrissy. Anybody else?
How are you guys?
I missed. Mama Bear. I'm good. I thank you for coming over and hanging out with us. I know that you had your own thing scheduled to go, so I love you.
I love you. There's no way. I was like, nope. Okay, I don't need to go live. You guys don't go live enough either, So I'm happy to be here with you guys.
We just said that the other day.
I have like 50,000 things on my plate.
I know you do. It's hard.
We'll just be sitting up here with doing Teresa's homework with her or something like. We'll be doing a Brandon thing with Christine.
Flipping boring, because my homework is really flipping boring most of the time.
But don't you have not too long left?
I'm done in December.
I thought so, yeah. Awesome.
I was
See,
telling
so
Christine, I'm like, I got a case of like the senioritis because I'm done. I'm ready to be over it.
Senioritis. Oh my goodness.
you're almost there.
Back in the day, like when you're in school and you're like last semester of senior year, like I'm not doing crap.
Yes. Senioritis. That's funny.
I'm gonna have to turn my camera off because I have such a bad glare. So Michelle's gonna have to carry the beauty. I'm sorry, guys. I know how much you love looking at this face.
She just keeps bailing
But-
on me these days. I don't know what it is. You guys are stuck with me.
Well, we'll still be here. I mean, and look at that. Look at Allie's face. Look at the
I'll
beautiful
take
wings.
Allie's eyeball. I'll take it. I do love that though. That is so that's so cool.
You have to go download the app. It's Tune Me. And then just go look through it and play with it. It's addictive. You'll be playing with it for an hour. I swear.
You know, my daughter does sometimes. I think they go in like Snapchat and like they'll take some of the filters or whatever that they have, like the Halloween ones or something, screenshot that and then use that as like I guess an avatar or whatever.
Yeah, that's
I'm like, that's so cool.
So I know, Allie, you covered a lot with the Harmony updates this week. Did you get a chance to read through like the arrest affidavit and stuff?
No, do you have it?
What do we have, Michelle? What'd you send me? I haven't looked at it. That's why I was asking you.
No, we don't have that. We have we have a breakdown of it, but it's not the actual affidavit. And then it's hold on.
Oh my gosh.
Something from his prior charges that led into this, but
Gun charges?
couple links. I believe so, but it had something to do with the date that they're declaring Harmony's supposed death date, because that hasn't come out either. Let me go back.
7th, right?
I believe so.
Oh my gosh, you have a breakdown of the affidavit. I'm dying to hear. I'm so happy that he's getting charged, but I just want to know what they have, a little bit of it. Just gotta know something.
I'm really hoping that it has, because they're really playing Kayla as like a complete innocent, like tamper type witness type of situation. So if she's flipping and that's how they're going to do this, God only knows what they have in correspondence to each other from around that time, if she's actually giving that up now. Like,
Oh yes.
I can only imagine.
But it's so weird, that fourth charge. I'll let you guys go through it and then we'll talk about it. But yeah, it's
No, I didn't pull it up. I was hoping that you kind of had gone through it already, so I didn't pull it up. But I did have an article that came out about Kayla, just talking about how she did flip, and the stepmother of 5-year-old Harmony Montgomery, who had last been seen in 2019, identified her husband as the young girl's killer, according to the prosecutors during an interview in early June. Kayla told the Manchester police detectives that Adam Montgomery had murdered his daughter in December of 2019. He was arrested this week on charges including the second-degree murder, falsifying the physical evidence, abuse of corpse, tampering with witnesses in connection with the homicide investigation. He waived his arraignment, which has been scheduled for Tuesday. Evidence uncovered during the course of the investigation indicated that Adam had repeatedly struck Harmony in the head with a closed fist, recklessly causing her death, according to the Attorney General. He then allegedly destroyed and disposed of her body sometime between December 7th and March 4th of 2019 and 2020 in an effort to hide the evidence of the crime from law enforcement officials. While speaking with the detectives assigned to the investigation, Kayla also claimed that Adam had encouraged her to lie. Kayla said that the defendant had encouraged her on multiple occasions to lie to police about Harmony's whereabouts, basically giving Kayla a cover story and telling her that as long as she stuck to the cover story, everything would be okay. In August, the missing persons case shifted to a homicide investigation when authorities said they believed Harmony was killed in Manchester in early December 2019. Police say they first became aware that Harmony might be missing from the phone call from her mom. Kayla was charged with theft by deception after police said she falsely claimed that her stepdaughter was living with her in order to collect welfare benefits. She's also charged with receiving firearms that Adam has been accused of stealing. The court docs revealed that Kayla also discussed the stolen firearms with the detectives while speaking about Harmony's death. Interviewing Kayla on June 3rd, the investigators attempted to keep separate the portion of the interview that focused on the defendant and the firearms from the portion that focused on Harmony's murder. However, despite investigators' efforts, there was a significant bleed over between the topics. What a choice of words. Kayla's lawyers are expected to discuss her legal case with prosecutors on Wednesday afternoon. That's today. Adam has been in jail since January. He awaits trial next month on the weapons charges.
T, look at the second thing that I sent you. See if you can open it. It says arrest affidavit, but on my end, it's really, really tiny.
Okay, hold on, let me see.
I sent you a breakdown of the 4 charges too.
Oh, good. Yeah, good. I don't think I had that. They had.
Oh my God, a significant bleed over between the weapons charges. So when he goes to court for these weapons charges, is she going to be a witness?
I think so. I absolutely believe so.
For both?
Yep.
It sure looks like it.
Oh my God.
I always talk about this time with the dog, like when he got rid of the family dog. I genuinely believe that where he took this dog is not only where he took Harmony, but this gun stolen, then the exchange, and then it went back through Kayla again type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
This was a person that they knew from their neighborhood.
Let me see if I can pull this up and see what it says on here. Maybe I can read it better on my phone or on my computer.
They released Kayla the first time, she went back to that supposed person, and they were following her the entire time. And not only did she go to that person, she went back to that apartment as well. And that's where they were able to pick up the biological evidence. Say, and
well,
they said like some like phone data, but I wasn't sure what they meant by that. If they meant between Kayla and the person that the guns were stolen from, or they meant Kayla and Adam.
See, it's very interesting because the charges, the 2 middle charges, they like, okay, for instance, the abuse of a corpse. It takes place between December and March 4th. So they're saying basically that like that tells you she told, and they took the fridge, the freezer. He must have stored her and then gotten rid of her either over time or in March. But because the charges, it looks like it was over time because it's like between the dates of December 7th and March 4th.
I think they started to find pieces along the way. And then, like when certain things had happened with the gun charges, and when they had to go back, to the house because of, like the odor and all that.
I think she was left there. I think she left her in that house, and then he went back and got her.
And see, I also sent you. I'm sorry, Abby. I sent you a motion. It's a motion to suppress his cell phone. I don't know if you're able to see that.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try to share this first and see if if I can read it on here. And hi, everybody coming in.
Hi, guys. Hey, Britt. I'm sorry.
Hi, Delaney. Hi, Britt.
Hey,
hi, Nana 5.
Hey, Lynn.
Who else I miss? Hybrid Pisces.
Oh, love you too, Britt.
Nana 5.
Okay, let me see if I can see this on here. I may have to get out and save it, and so we can actually zoom on it.
Hey, Jesse.
His picture. Have you guys watched Tia, her Marilyn Monroe picture? Have you guys watched that new Netflix thing? Not to not change the subject, but just a question.
I watched it.
You did?
Yeah, I watched it.
I haven't watched it.
I guess because I do love that old look, that old whatever. It just like the whole Elvis movie. It didn't give me that real time feel that I wanted, but it was good. It really showed her life in real time. That's for sure.
Wow. Yeah, I got to check it out.
Oh, you didn't see it?
Not yet.
Okay, so this looks like the new one.
Oh my gosh.
Let me see. I can't really tell. How do I get rid of this stupid bar on the top? It's really irritating, and I can't find out to get rid of it.
T, can you tell when that was put out?
Well, this says file dates 10/24 from the Hillsborough Superior Court Northern District e-file document. I haven't read it, so I don't know. This is the state's objection to defendant's motion to preclude testimony of Kayla Montgomery.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. The defendant is facing multiple charges of armed career criminal. Oh, geez. Felon in possession, theft, and receiving stolen property. So is this her? No, this is him.
That's the fourth one I sent you. There's like 3 or 4
This is just in
motions.
that article, so I just pulled that article.
Oh.
The defendant's wife, Kayla, is also charged with receiving stolen property related to the same rifle and shotgun. Discovery previously provided to the defendant contains the basis for Kayla being charged. Let's see. He said Kayla clearly saw the firearms. The defendant was openly talking about the firearms. Okay, this looks like a lot about the firearms. A fourth individual who was incarcerated with Kayla told police about statements Kayla herself made regarding the firearms. Kayla said she needed money for drugs and taking care of her kids. I like that drugs comes first there. Nice. Kayla said she wasn't there when the firearms were taken, but it was Adam and a buddy who took them and brought them back to the house when she was home with the kids. Kayla made statements regarding her knowledge of the defendant and firearms in March and May 2022, in contrast to the information from multiple individuals described above. On June 3rd, Kayla was arrested for 2 charges of perjury. We knew that one. On June 3rd, the Manchester Department was engaged in an ongoing investigation into the whereabouts of the defendant's daughter, Harmony, who had been last seen late 2019. During the June 3rd interview, Kayla reported to the police that Harmony had been murdered in December of 2019 by the defendant. Kayla also said that the defendant had encouraged her on multiple occasions to lie to police about her whereabouts and gave Kayla a cover story.
Oh, this is it. New. Oh my God.
This is it?
Yeah.
I haven't read all the way down, so I don't know.
Yeah.
While interviewing Kayla on June 3rd, investigators attempted to keep separate the 2 portions. We already said that part. Are you reading the same thing I am or no?
I'm pulling out my notes from the. I think the other one that I sent you, the motion to, I believe, to suppress his cell phone data, says a lot too, and that's where I keep coming up with that whole like the exchange between him and Kayla, and they possibly have Kayla's and they maybe need his. I don't even know how that goes, but
okay.
It's interesting that they are posting these now though too, because these were ones I had gotten like 3 or 4 days ago, but I had gotten that through like some of my paperwork.
Let's see. Instead, the disclosure was intended to balance the state's desire to protect Harmony Montgomery investigation with the ultimate deadline for witness statements. As noted, Kayla June 3rd interview commingled information relevant to this case.
So it plainly said she said that he murdered her in December and he threatened her about telling, basically.
Right. The state notes that the only prejudice, and I can't see chat, you guys, sorry, because I'm on the article and I have no idea what anybody's saying in chat.
Okay.
Set trial on October 7th, which he claims Kayla's June 3rd interview changed dramatically. The prejudice can be cured by giving the defendant time to adapt his trial strategy. So he's trying to get it continued because her story changed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's what this looks like. Is they're using her story to try to get him a continuance on his other charges.
Hey, crazy mama.
I love Crazy Mama, and let me say, Decipher posted a very good little like quick video about our trip to Lyric and Devon. You guys,
I saw that.
Mm-hmm. Super cute.
I'll have to check that out.
Okay, so this one's not so we don't have his. I want the one that it's actually about Harmony, that gives the details about Harmony.
Did you open the one I sent you that
No,
says?
I'm doing that right now.
I'm hoping that's the right one.
Somebody asked about following Harmony's brother's adopted dads. Did you guys see that? I follow him on Facebook. I haven't followed him on Twitter, but I wish that, the adopted dads of her little brother actually had her, and the court gave her back to her dad. And all the dad had to do was say that he signed over and was going to give her up for adoption.
Yeah.
And she would have been with them.
Yeah, I follow them on Twitter, but I don't get on there a lot, so I haven't seen what they've said since the charges come out. I'm sure they've they've probably posted something because they're pretty vocal.
They're beyond devastated, but now they, I guess because they feel like there's a little bit of closure there, that their like new mission is to just help and protect all kids that are, ran through the CPS system and, help and change laws.
Good. It needs to be laws and think something has to be done.
Yeah. They're such good people. Like it's sad to see that when they end up in these good homes and then they're taken out to be put back so that these parents can have second, third, fourth chances.
Yeah. Like Oakley Carlson.
Yeah. Oh, that case, man.
There's a lot of them, though. I'm telling you, almost like when you really start looking, almost every kid's case you run across, CPS is involved somewhere or another. Not always. Like Shanann and Chris, we heard rumors of it, but I don't think they were. But not always, but oftentimes.
It's a little different. That's a family annihilator versus a mother who kills her children, or a father who kills his one child.
I think so too. You're right. It is different.
We should maybe try and do something on that. Like maybe find a bunch of those cases, like outside of just Oakley and Harmony and all that like are kind of in that situation, that kind of fell through the cracks, especially along like, the COVID time frame, and maybe give them like a little spotlight.
I would love to do that. Just kind of like the boy that was just found in the suitcase and just named.
I put him on here too.
Christine, I think Christine originally had posted that, I remember. And yeah, that's just.
Isn't this a different one?
The one that the little boy that was found in the Las Vegas suitcase?
Yeah. Oh, that was this one. I thought it was a new one. It was the same one.
There is a new one, but I believe they had that. I think they had he or she identified already. And then yours came back in.
The Vegas one, they did the press conference today. Hey, Kimberly, thanks for stopping in. Right now we're talking about Harmony Montgomery. And then, I put up all the cases that are kind of going right now so that we can go through and just kind of get the updates on what's happening. Hi, ATS. Hi, Jesse.
Another one that was failed was Victoria Rose Smith.
Who's that one?
She's a little girl. Her adopted mother was the winner of Worst Cooks in America, and her name is Ariel Cook, and her husband were adopting her, and she was about to be finalized, and they beat her to death. I actually interviewed her aunt, like one of my first videos ever, a long time ago. It's awful. I wouldn't go to that.
Don't watch it. Don't go back and watch it.
Not good, but
we should totally watch it. We know what we're going to do on Friday. We're going to stream it.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Welcome, police scumbag. Hey, Poncy.
Orrin and Orson West. Think about that.
They're
through the system, and
they were already adopted.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I hate that case. They piss me off a lot. Okay, so this one that you had sent me, this is from like January of 2022. So this is the arrest affidavit on his original charges, but it does still talk about Harmony in here.
Does it? Okay. Hopefully I'll have that one later today then, hopefully. And if I do, Allie, I'll send it to you.
This is kind of the basic gist, I think, of what we know about the timeline is that she was reported missing by Crystal, who had a drug problem and now it was clean and was trying to get in contact with her daughter, couldn't. This talks about the uncle who had concerns for Harmony back in the middle of 2019. That's the interview with him. They black out most of that. Kayla had not physically seen this, is talking about them being separated. I'm just looking for anything kind of new that we didn't already know or put into the timeline, but I think most of this is out there. I want to find the new one.
I know.
Hey, Angie and Punksy. You would think after yesterday's hearing that it would be out. I wonder if they're, okay, like in Colorado, you can go just to the court website and find, like, very easily, because with Barry Morphew, that's what I did, and I could read his affidavit. I wonder if there's a state court website for New Hampshire that we could go to.
Yeah, we'll dig into that a little bit too. Because I haven't been able to find it, but I didn't look too hard either, because most of my time is spent with looking at Quentin's case.
Her stuff's been slowly coming in for certain things, and then some people have other things, and they're sending it like through certain groups, like So a lot of that came in last night. So I'm hoping that for yesterday will come in tonight, and then maybe we can post it. I'll give it to you to post it.
So his charges currently are second-degree murder for recklessly causing the death of Harmony Montgomery, a person under the age of 13, under circumstances manifesting an extreme indifference to the value of human life by repeatedly striking Harmony Montgomery in the head with closed fists in Manchester on or about December 7th, 2019. What a sick fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so tiny.
She's
I don't know
so-
how you do that.
Oh my God. I was looking at a picture of Quentin thinking the same thing. These kids, they're just so precious. How can you do that? I don't understand.
It's just like they're so innocent. Like, you have that much rage and you're a grown man or a grown ass woman, then walk your ass outside and go do what you got to do to another adult. Like,
Yes.
pick on somebody that is just as ready as you are for that goddamn day. Like, don't choose that child to swing around like a damn baseball. It's just, and then, like, how he worded it, I beat her around the house or something like that. That he had told
bashing her head around the house. That's what I was just thinking. Yes. Oh my God. I'm gonna look for it while you're reading that.
Okay. And have we heard anything about if Kayla was actually home at the time that it happened, or did she just know about it?
From chatter or comments, she just knew about it, that she wasn't a part of it.
If she was home, I'm going to be so fucking mad.
All right, T, I'm going to send you a couple of things. It is all new stuff, but I can't see.
Okay. So I was raised in a generation where we got spanked. And sometimes I think those spankings were a little bit more than a spanking, but I spanked my oldest and I felt so bad. I never spanked any of my kids again or him again. I literally felt like I was the worst mom in the whole world. I just couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine just beating the crap out of my own child like that.
I can't imagine that either. I
couldn't imagine beating the crap out of anybody's child, but my own. Other people's kids. No, I'm totally joking. But I just couldn't. They're like my people. They're like part of me. And like thinking one of them made me feel like I'd hurt myself. It was terrible. It was a terrible day. I remember it. He's 14 and a half, and I still remember it to this day. And I'm like, I'm so sorry you ever did that. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. See, there's going to be a couple things that are coming over.
Okay. So that's charge number 1. Charge number 2, falsifying physical evidence for purposely altering, destroying, concealing, or removing the body of Harmony Montgomery with the purpose to impair its validity or availability in an official proceeding or investigation in Manchester between approximately December 7th, 2019 and March 4th, 2020. And I don't think I put that link in here. If you guys have, we're going to go through each case at a time. So if you want to talk about, if you have something you want to say about a particular case, feel free to come up. I forgot to put that in the chat though. So give me 1 second. If you guys have something you want to say about Harmony, and then we can switch out for another, other people for other cases or whatnot. Let me go put that in here though. And then we can. So you guys are welcome to come up, share your thoughts, opinions.
Oh my God. Okay. I found the court website and I found all the PDFs it says there's a PDF for the abuse of a corpse, a PDF for, hold on. I think I found everything, but I'm getting excited and I don't know for sure. So hold on.
Oh, wait. T, I think I sent it to our chat with Amber and Kelly by accident.
That's okay. They follow Harmony too. ATS was in here. She's probably like, thank you. Yeah.
He's like, hey, what is this one doing? Oh.
You know what, Michelle? It's like your NDA, okay?
I wouldn't be any good. I love sending stuff to other people. When this came out the other day, as soon as I saw the article, I immediately messaged Allie. I know how much she's put into like following Harmony's case. That's just what I did.
Yes, thank you so much too. I immediately changed my live. I had a live scheduled for something else. I was like, nope, we're doing Harmony.
And so I was like, are you busy? Because I think you probably want to cover this.
Oh, yeah. Prestigious would be somewhere else.
Okay, so this is the Superior Court complaint. The official statement: in the past 24 hours, I've been able to. I don't know what that is. That's not the same thing. That's something totally different.
Remember, I can't
Okay.
see what they are. But
He purposely attempted to induce or otherwise cause Kayla Montgomery to testify or inform falsely. Okay. This is the second degree. Recklessly caused the death of Harmony, a person. Okay, so literally, it's literally what they read. Okay.
Never mind that.
Yeah, it looks like each charge is what they read. Let me see what this one is real quick.
It's so tiny, it's hard for me to see what it is.
On October 25th, the defendant was charged with one count of second-degree murder. The potential penalty is up to life in prison. A person arrested for an offense punishable by life in prison where the proof is evident or the presumption great shall not be allowed bail. This is a very tiny arrest affidavit, FYI. If the state is able to show by clear and convincing evidence the defendant is charged with an offense punishable by up to life in prison and that the proof is evident or presumption great, the defendant must be held without bail. Yeah, this is bail hearing then? Yeah, this is the state's motion to keep him without bail. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's just his bail order. Okay, so yeah, basically it's still the same.
I hope Allie can get it.
I'm not sure that it's out yet. I'm reading through. They have, like, you can look at everything they've filed. I don't know if it's been filed yet. Because I'm looking at like the order to suppress the phone, trying to see what information's in it, and they have every PDF. They have for each charge: abuse of a corpse, the murder, the tampering with witnesses. They have a separate PDF for each charge, but it's like they just haven't put the affidavit up yet, is what it's looking like.
Yeah, it's like they have all the pieces, all
Uh-huh.
the motions for the pieces that they're filing, but that's it.
Yeah.
Hybrid Pisces, I absolutely agree. It was the worst feeling ever. I'm like, I don't ever want to do that again. ATS says she can't actually read it. It's horrifying. Well, then I felt really bad because when Allie went live, then she started crying, and I'm like, shoot, maybe I shouldn't have sent it to her because I'm like, now she's like a mess and a wreck her whole day.
Well, it was just like, I don't know. It was happy and sad tears because at one point it's like so happy and cannot believe finally like the answers for this baby who was missing a long time before anyone even knew. And it just felt like it just was so long overdue. But then also sad because you think about what she went through. She died by his bare fucking hands.
Yeah. And it's
not,
almost like,
it's not so stupid, but not even like, I don't know how to say that, like a manner where it was peaceful or easier to go. I don't know how to make that doesn't sound right, but you understand what I'm saying. But like horrific, like he beat the shit out of her.
Oh my God. And imagine how long it must have taken her to pass.
Oh, I don't want
and
to.
Stuff, because when you, oh God, I just feel like you hear of other kids who are like the little girl I mentioned, Victoria Smith. She was so hard, like her spleen was ruptured. There was a lot of things wrong, but the process from that to her passing, they describe it, and it was not a quick thing because the family had her in the bathtub and different stuff.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. So,
hi Jordan, how are you?
Hey guys,
Jordan.
how are you?
hey,
Thanks for coming
I'm
out.
Allie. So I'm driving back to work. I'm listening to you guys. T, congratulations on your college. It's amazing for one.
Thank you. Not done yet, but I'm really close.
So close, right? So close. I am so frustrated over these cases of these kids. I do not understand. Like, my husband's a cop in Florida, and we kind of say the same thing. Like, there needs to be something done with social services, PCF or CPS, whatever it's called. Like, there's not enough workers, and there's so many kids that need help. You know, I mean, if I could, I would adopt every single one of them. You know, but
Aww.
I'm telling you, Quentin has like, my heart is broke. But Harmony, her dad, watching that interview, oh my goodness, I couldn't be a cop because I would arrest him for whatever. You know, they would take my badge. But just thinking like he hit her with his like bare hands, like it's disgusting to me. That poor baby. Like I just, and Oakley Carlson too. Like I feel like they put these kids in foster homes and then they take them right back out.
And they're in
nobody
such
checks
good
on them.
environments too, you know?
Right. Like nobody checks on them. I mean, I think there should be like drug tests. I feel like there should be at least like weekly check-ins or something, you know, like they do with probation. And like see the kid, and you know, it's terrible. But you
Somebody
girls are
needs to
wonderful.
check on that
I've got to
person.
go back to work. So
Have a good day,
you guys
Jordan.
have a good day.
Hey, thank you
Aw,
for
thanks,
Right,
Jordan.
bye.
Thanks, Jordan.
Bye. Have a
Bye,
great day.
guys.
Be safe out there.
All right. All
Thanks for
right, you
coming.
too. Bye.
I can hear that country accent.
I know.
Yeah.
I love her. She's always just so kind, though. I mean, I adore her.
Yeah, me too. You guys, I'm probably going to jump in chat too. I just wanted to come up for a minute and say hi to you guys, and I love you to pieces. And yeah,
But you have the link. You come back whenever you want to.
Okay, well, I might just do that, but all right. I'll
As
join
we
the
as
chat.
we go on to the next case, and you're like, I've got something to say about that.
Hopping back on.
That's what I told. That's what I told Jen too. I'm like, you hop up whenever you feel like you got something to say.
Thank you.
All right, I'll talk to you
Hi,
later,
Abby.
honey.
Bye.
Okay, Christine,
What?
are you still building witches?
Yeah, kind of.
Whenever she's quiet, she's doing good stuff.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about this lovely trial that you've been following.
I don't like him.
There we go.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I've only really been watching it like the past like week. But did you put a picture up or something? I'm not looking. I'm working on another screen.
I didn't put anything up. No.
We're talking about Darrell Brooks. He just got
Okay.
sentenced today. First of all, I haven't watched the whole thing, but I've watched like the past like maybe like 4 days of it, and then today. I don't know how like clips like long crime or whatever. How would they make a clip like a highlight reel of it? Because they are all like the whole trial is the same exact way, and it's funny, but it's also just like it's like flabbergasting. Like, how does somebody behave that way? Not like yes, in court, like of all the places to behave yourself, court, yes, but like just in general, like just in life, like how does somebody behave this way? And I said in chat the other day, I was like, I thought to myself, the judge had put him out in the morning and then like before the jury even came in, and I thought to myself, because she said, I will bring you back. And he says he wants to come back. So before the jury even came in, he's like removed already. And so she brings him back. And I thought to myself, I bet you he does it again. and then I laughed like, that's preposterous. Who would do that? And then he did. And the whole trial has been exact moments like that. Like, oh my God. Oh gosh, I love it.
How about when
For
he was
somebody who
stacking the
likes
boxes?
trials, well, that was the one part I did see too, because I only saw clips of this. So
Yeah, me too.
I know this was a big thing. Like all the admins and stuff were like following this trial like super close. And the press conference on Darrell Brooks is just starting now. Let me see if I can pull it up. Do you know where it is, Missy? You want to send me a link or just tell me where to go? I'll pull it up.
I feel bad.
This guy pisses me off, like to the point where I don't know if I could watch him and be okay with the judge not just beating the crap out of him.
Because some people are like being critical of the judge that she's like letting him get away with too much.
She
and like
has to.
But she's been so fair.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Unendingly fair with him, and he's so dumb. He's so dumb. Like he's cracking jokes with trying to crack jokes with the judge last night. Like, so we gonna address what is the word that he says? What's the word? not delegation, jurisdiction. Subject
Oh.
matter, jurisdiction. And he's like trying to crack a joke with the judge, like, ha ha ha, I bring it up all the time. And the judge is like, no.
She has to hate him by now. Like,
Yeah, God, that poor woman. I wonder how many times she's like gone to the restroom and like taken a Xanax and cried real quick.
my God, like I hope so. Like I don't even know.
The whole trial because I couldn't meet it.
Thank you, Britt, too, for gifting all those memberships. Thank you.
Did you gift memberships, girlfriend? See,
He
I
was
hate
trying
that
to be
I can't
cute,
see
like,
it
he
on
was trying to,
StreamYard.
He was trying to be like pally with Judge
Thank
Darrell.
you. Make sure that you guys have your gifts turned on in case Britt comes in throwing her memberships around, her
Right?
gifty memberships. How can I join membership? Do I have it on Safari? If you have an iPhone, you have to use a specific link, and then otherwise you can hit the little join button at the top. Oprah visited T. Yeah, Oprah Brittany. Okay, let me see if I can find this real quick because
So, and then and you know what, you guys, here's the thing is that I know somebody this petty in real life. And every time I'm watching the trial, I just think, oh my God, that's what he would say. Like, this is how he acts all the time. I was like, this is him on trial. And it just really believes himself. Like the person that I know in real life that is this petty, it's him. He just really thinks that, like, he'll yell at somebody like, did I consent to you writing my name? But who said that's my name? Like that kind of just outlandish stuff. And it's really sad because they're so spoiled as kids. I think that's the guy in real life's problem. Throw his mother in there with him. That's what I think. His mother.
The first thing you think of, right? Like, who raised you?
Yeah, she let him get away with thinking like there's no consequences and that he's real special or something. And he grew up his whole freaking life. And this happened and he just didn't understand the value of other humans. Yeah. I just think he should, like, she's just as culpable in this stupid situation.
how terrible is it that he gets to sit there and act this way when all the families are there, though? Like, he's destroyed everybody, and then he just sits there and acts like a fucking fool. Like, I want to hide in my fort so you guys don't see me.
I don't know, if I was a family member, I would just already think he's a dumbass. And I would just be like, he just dug his own fucking grave. He would have just shut his stupid mouth. At least the jury could have been like, is there something we don't know? Like even his like recall defense wasn't going anywhere because he's sitting there being an idiot the whole time. And I saw these comments. The comments on Law and Crime were fire, you guys. They were hilarious.
Great.
Talking about, and he's like, his new nickname's Mouth Boy Fly.
Mouth Boy Fly.
And like they were saying, oh my God, they were just cracking me up. But I forget where I was even going with that.
Hey Marlena, thank you.
Oh yeah, they're like, well, that didn't take long because it took like maybe like an hour and a half last night. They were at it, and then this morning for a few hours. And the first people were like, well, there's 76 counts, so I figured there was going to be 76 minutes.
Idiot.
I don't know how
do they rule that this man was even okay to represent himself? So they typically have like a legal team that has to sit there with them or around them in case. Did he have anybody with him at any time?
No. His previous lawyer was on the Zoom during closing arguments, because I remember Judge Darrow said it specifically, like the girl that was his lawyer, but she dismissed them away from him because, I mean, by the time he asked to represent himself, they'd all had plenty of these experiences with him. I think like the rest of us out in the outside world didn't realize what was going on yet. And so they'd already had like pretrial hearings and the first time he's in front of the judge and stuff, and he's acting like this the whole time. So they've already had some experience with him. So I think that judge was like, these poor lawyers, like, okay, whatever.
My goodness. They probably can't, and they definitely can't keep anybody near him just because of the way he acts. He's so unpredictable and so nuts and outrageous I think Mississippi City had 4 psych evals, I think.
Well, he's going to appeal it up and down as far as he can, and like he made all his objections on the record. So like these poor judges,
I swear she needs to be awarded something after
she
this.
Needs a Hawaii.
Like, seriously. Like I don't know how, right? Like I don't know who has to do this, but she needs a really good vacay after this one.
She's like Camille. Yeah.
Or Camille. I think they were just at his concert, right?
Oh my God, Alex just reminded me. And then, and then last night with the Reddit post, and he's like, first of all, I didn't have anything to do with this.
I know.
I'm like, so basically you did.
Okay, let's see. I think
The
that
whole thing was exactly like his script the whole time. The whole Reddit post was his script. Oh, here you
That's great.
go. Oh, Octavia. The whole Reddit thing. First of all, Judge, I'm really concerned, but I didn't have anything to do with this. You know his cousin wrote that. His cousin Jay wrote that last night.
Oh.
Oh, and rest in peace to the victims, because seriously,
Oh, yes, yeah.
he's a total piece of shit for what he did. There's no getting around that, but he's funny.
No doubt. No doubt.
all right, hold on. It just started, but they have like it streamed for a while, so I'm just trying to find where it starts.
Starts to switch things back from employer, Citizens Bank.
Allie posted the footage. I had never watched it of
Oh,
when he actually goes into the parade.
I remember seeing it on
That was freaking ridiculous.
when it
could-
first happened. They were playing a certain clip. They stopped playing it, but it was just like drums flying and shit. Oh God, it was traumatizing.
Good
It was really
afternoon,
traumatizing.
everyone.
Can you guys
We're here
hear
to have a press conference to discuss
Yeah,
some of
kind of. Turn it up.
the events that happened today.
I'm trying
Speaking
to.
today will be District Attorney Sue Opper, Chief Dan Thompson of the Waukesha Police Department.
Let me turn on closed captioning too, just in case.
Also, David Sorensen, which is the husband of Virginia Ginny Sorensen. Tyler Pudliner, he's a Waukesha.
What is with these press conferences? They don't freaking have any.
A mother of one of the juvenile victims.
They're always
These are about to like sing. It's a choir. There's a lot of
Everything
people.
freaking volume.
Consisting of Leslie Basie.
You have to turn up on your computer.
It's all the way up. It's at 100. Can you even hear that?
Barely. I mean, yes, but barely. I'll have to go let my dog go out. Be right back.
Your left is Jen Dunn.
Hey, Commander.
Carrie Peterson,
Under Turkey.
Waukesha County District Attorney Victim Witness, and with our comfort dog Pepper, who have played an integral role with our crime victims throughout this whole process. To that, Sue.
Oh, wow.
He thanked the dog.
Thank you. First and foremost, our thoughts and concerns remain with the victims involved in this tragedy and their families. Although the defendant devastated our community, the people of the city of Waukesha, Waukesha County, and beyond demonstrated tremendous resiliency. We are so grateful for the first responders, citizens, and medical professionals who sprang into action and immediately rendered aid and saved so many lives that day. We appreciate the jury for their work and dedication to justice. We commend the police officers and citizen witnesses who testified or were prepared to testify and asked to relive the events of that horrific day. We are satisfied that this defendant has been held accountable for his actions. He now faces imprisonment of 6 consecutive life sentences plus 859 years of confinement. There is much healing ahead for the victims and for our community, but we hope today's result is a step further along that path. Remain strong, Waukesha. Thank you.
Waukesha Police Chief Dan Thompson.
Thank you. 2 days we'll never forget. November 21 of 2021, on that tragic day, and October 26th of 2022. Why October 26th? Because justice was served today. I want to say thank you and praises to this community. I want to say thank you in the resiliency and strength of the families and victims who were involved in this and were impacted by this event. The investigation team, I want to send a personal thank you to the District Attorney's Office, Sue Opper, Leslie, Zach, and everyone on that team who assisted in this successful prosecution. I want to say thank you to the jury. and the court process and the court proceedings and everyone that's involved in the court, we found this defendant guilty, which is just and right. That defendant's actions did not define this great community. It refined us and our resolve and our strength in being Waukesha strong. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm David Sorensen. These are my two sons. Justice was served for my wife, Virginia Sorensen, my three children, and the whole Sorensen clan. Thank you very much to the people that did this court case. We appreciate it. Sean or Marcia wants to say one little thing.
We've been praying for this day for a long time, and this morning my 5-year-old daughter came up to me and handed me this necklace with my mom's ashes in it, and she told me to take my mom with us for the sentencing. So she was with us today, and I just want to thank everyone for what they did today. And one last thing, my mom always used to tell us when we were kids and our family that she always said, angels watch over you guys. So I just want to say angels watch over you guys and turn on those blue lights tonight.
Oh, he had his mom with him.
I want to first thank the prosecution team. They were the one that got us to this point. I'm thankful for all their support along the way and getting us to this day. It's been a difficult day. I know that this will give us healing. This is another step forward in this process. We've been resilient all the way through. One of the things that I've said so much throughout this is that we're stronger than him, and it's been proven today. It's just another step forward in the process. So I want to thank Sue, Zach, Leslie, all those guys for their hard work, Jen and her staff, and especially those first responders. It's been brought up. They are the ones that especially kept me here, gave us a second chance, and they've kept our community strong. So yeah, Waukesha strong. As Marshall said, he touched on it. Keep those blue lights on tonight. Thank you, everybody.
Just want to say that I'm very happy with the verdicts and that justice has been served today. I would just like to thank everybody, the first responders, the DA, and the judge, all the law enforcement, everybody who was involved, especially those who were very much involved with my family and the support system that we have had. It's been amazing to see how wonderful this community has been to pull together for all of those who were hurt that night.
Thank you. With that, we'll take a few questions. Those available for questions will be Chief Thompson and District Attorney Sue Opper. So I'll start right here, TMJ4. Who would you like to direct your question to? Sue, come on up.
Okay, thank you.
Chief.
We just gotta know, how are you and your team feeling right now about this happening?
Well, it's obviously quite satisfying that Mr. Brooks has been found guilty and held accountable for his actions. As many of these victims have said, this is a joyous day for that reason. It's also the point where we hope everyone can move on from. The support that we've gotten as this case wore on day after day was tremendous, and we're very relieved. I guess that's the best word, is relief.
Hillary?
I saw you get a tear in your eye when they were talking about Virginia's ashes. You spoke about what this meant to you and the victims. How do you begin to describe what it was like going up against Brooks and defending him, representing himself? Did that change your strategy? How did you get through all that?
Yeah. I mean, legally, it changed our strategy, certainly, because if there's an appeal, he can make a mistake in the courtroom and get a new trial. And we have to pay the price for that, we the state and we the victims. So it's changed our strategy in that we had to make sure, and Judge Darrell did as well, the record was very thorough, very complete, and we didn't miss anything. But as far as handling the actual court proceedings, we felt very, very offended by his behavior, his disrespect of the court, the decorum, the families, his insulting the judge, his challenging the judge. That's not the way our system is designed. That was intentional on his part. We truly believe that. He did everything he can except claim that the dog ate his homework. And he tried to turn this into his story. Let's talk about Mr. Brooks and his family. And we just kept redirecting it back to the real focus here is our families, our victims, our community, and his responsibility for this destruction. Again, it wasn't a difficult case factually, and I don't mean to sound, overly confident in that, but this case was unique because the activity was videotaped, right? And so, whereas most cases we have to rely on eyewitness accounts or other ways to prove the case, we had videograph evidence of his behavior all up and down that crime scene and throughout the neighborhood. So that way, it wasn't difficult. Again, the difficulty and the challenges we faced was what nonsense was going to come out of his mouth next. And we were anticipating much of what would come next and being ready legally with case law and legal authority to be able to respond to that. So I think that was the hardest thing. The investigation was so thorough, so well done that we knew the facts were solid. It was just making sure the record and the presentation was done legally accurate.
We'll do Fox Local.
So what went into your decision to perhaps minimize the number of direct witnesses that put up on that stand? And I wonder, did you expect any of these antics that went into your decision?
Yes, it did. So obviously we didn't know until very late that he'd be representing himself. But we as a team set out from day one, and this was months and months ago when he still had attorneys, we vowed we would not put children on the stand. Absolutely. It wasn't necessary. Again, there were plenty of other ways to tell this story without asking a child to testify in a courtroom and relive this very, very extreme tragic situation. So that was a commitment we made as a team months ago, and we stuck by that. Certainly, as we learned his antics, we reevaluated, and we would discuss it every night as a team: is who are we going to use tomorrow, and do we really need this person? Because we were so, again, not personally offended, but professionally offended that he would insult the process and insult the victims, accuse them of financial gain for their testimony, things like that. It was just so offensive that we definitely were conscious of that in our decision making, and how can we minimize this for the best of everyone, but still provide a compelling story. So yes, it did definitely play a factor.
Court TV.
Ms. Offer, there were so many victims' families inside the courtroom every day, sitting behind you. How much did that motivate you and your team and how you present your evidence, your closing argument? You mentioned them, and have you been able to speak to any of them that are here?
I can't hear any of the questions that are being asked.
Me neither.
The motivation we received from those families was tremendous. And we knew, again, from the point when Mr. Brooks chose to represent himself, this was going to be a marathon.
It's going to be a shit show.
That we just need to keep moving forward every day, whatever that looked like. But what motivated us was these families that are behind me, a lot of them. And we thought of those mothers and fathers sitting in hospital rooms with their children, and
Oh
the
God, that's
ongoing
heartbreaking.
care that they're still physically healing from and certainly emotionally healing from. And that motivated us tremendously. But you couldn't meet a nicer group of people. I mean, that's the thing is I'm not surprised, having lived in Waukesha for 35 years.
That's what Missy always says.
People here, and they would ask us, how are you doing? Do you guys need anything? Which was really phenomenal. They were a tremendous group of people to work for. It was our honor to represent them and be a voice for them in the court.
I can't hear. I hate when they do that.
I know. It seems like all the press conferences lately are like this.
To be very blunt, I wasn't throwing a lifeline to Mr. Brooks. I really had no interest in hearing what he had to say because I heard all of his lies and stories so far. So that was just trying to do what was legally required at the moment. And I frankly wasn't sure it was going to work because he was so difficult with Judge Darrell. But in the end, it did work. He got to blurt out what he wanted to blurt, and then the judge struck that from the record, and we were able to move on. So I was glad that that was the result, but we talked about it at the prosecution.
She got
table,
mad.
and
She wanted to play his rap video with the lyrics.
Let's offer this again, just to protect the record for the appeal.
Good. She was very intelligent.
She's a good prosecutor.
They just these. I feel like these people need like a GoFundMe to go to the bar.
Dishonor to the victim.
Like I'm dead serious. Like I know they can't accept gifts, but I want to send them like all bottles of whiskey.
They deserve it.
We have somebody who popped up, and is it Joshua or is it is that how you say it, or is it Josh? Is Josh AU?
Well,
I don't
Mr.
know.
Brooks has a right to an appeal. Every defendant does. And
He's
I fully
stay-at-home
expect to
mom.
take advantage of his rights as a convicted defendant in this case. I am very confident in the record that Judge Darrell made and his decision to represent himself. Yes. We were not. We talked about it last night, and frankly, I know a lot of you were here too. We were all, by the time we got to that 8 o'clock mark, we were exhausted. And when they said they wanted to go home and rest, we were thankful, quite frankly, because we all felt the same way. It's such an emotionally draining day. And to get through all that and the nonstop banter from Mr. Brooks, it's taxing. You all witnessed it yourself. So we were grateful. We thought they gave it good thought because they went out around 6:30. Their dinner was there immediately, right? So jurors are human beings. They get a nice meal. They got a little time to talk, and then they decided, let's rest. Let's sleep on it. Always a good option for decision making for anybody, right? Get a good night's sleep on it, and come back the next day. And then, they worked again for about another hour this morning, and
Filling out all that paperwork.
quality investigation in this case. The verdict was fair. The timing was spot on.
I thought I was muted, Nadine.
Well, I hope some of you caught the flavor of that. You cannot imagine until you saw some of those videos how horrific it would have been to stand there and watch that, especially when your children and some of these witnesses testified to that. They couldn't find their children, right?
Oh God.
And that's not just people who were struck. That there was
I couldn't have been cross-examined by him with any patience. They must have
so just
had to explain it to them and give them a Xanax.
Right.
They must have had to
everybody had that initial
calm them down.
citizens of this community punched in. There's no other word for it. The nurses, the doctors, the EMTs, the paramedics, anybody who knew anything about how to apply a Band-Aid walked into that street and treated those people. So that was another source of strength for us, right? Is if they could do that, we can get through this.
As we move on to the next phases of the judicial process, I'm sure that people will be readily available to provide comment as we get into, we have a court hearing on Monday at 1 o'clock, I believe, for scheduling. And I think then we're going to go into the sentencing phase and we'll know more about that. People here behind me will make themselves available for you, I'm pretty much sure, as this goes on. But as of right now, we're going to end it and allow people to be with their families. And definitely this prosecution team needs some much needed rest and some time.
Yes, they do. Amen to that.
So thank you all very much for being here today. If we could make a line so I can allow these people. Thank you.
All right. I can't stand not being able to hear that, which is why you guys all heard my vape, because this is so damn quiet. If these guys were actually talking loudly, you wouldn't have heard it.
They did a great job. The judge did a great job. The prosecutors did a great job.
These people have an immense amount of patience that I would not be able to have. I'll just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Me neither, for sure. Dog was really cute.
The dog is really cute. So that's like their emotional support dog for the families.
They must need like a million, because like just to even be able to be in there now, and then with all his antics and stuff, and then knowing a lot of that, like I can only imagine.
I think it looks like there's so many people there because there's all the families are there, and then two, the team of people that had to deal with this guy, and the emotional support dog is probably for the judge and the prosecutor.
Right. They should have one.
God. Everybody likes Christine's giggle.
Yeah, and she's giggly and ready to give. Like it.
Okay, so that wraps up that crazy. Is this guy going to appeal?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
going to become a lawyer in prison? Is that what we're looking at?
100% he's going to appeal.
Oh, God, what a mess. He's not going anywhere.
No.
I can't imagine.
The judges that can you imagine if he would have gotten the judge that did that other one? Kyle Rittenhouse's
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Rittenhouse's judge.
Couldn't even. Oh.
Yeah, I did see a lot of the clips when he was like cross-examining people. And I was like, I don't know how these guys can look at him without wanting to just tear him apart.
Yeah, like he needs a German Shepherd to like sit on his ass, and every time he acts up, just let that
Well, is it
go,
true?
right?
Is it true that today during the reading of the verdict that he had like shockers on his ankles? Is that true?
For a while he did. After I forget what happened, but yeah, he wasn't shackled. He had the shock things.
I would have been able to contain myself. I'm telling you, I would have been like, off to Dodgy goes, Shmita. Okay, so the other big one is that came out today is the little boy, the 5-year-old boy that was found in the Las Vegas suitcase in Indiana on the side of the road. Do you guys remember that?
Yes, I do. I was the one that put that in chat.
Yeah, so they did a press conference on that today.
It's been a while, hasn't it? It wasn't too far long from when that happened with Gannon, had it? Because I remember that kind of being like.
I thought it was. It's more recent than that, but I don't think it was that far back. But I don't want to say because I'm not 100%.
She goes to trial. By the way, okay, go ahead.
Oh, no kidding. No kidding. I don't know. I hope it's aired. They identified the little boy, and they apparently his non-custodial mom had taken him back in 2017 from his dad.
Why? What had happened?
Let me see. So I'm gonna try to share this real quick first. And so they were looking for 2 people. They got arrest warrants for 2 people. Hi, Joan. They got arrest warrants for 2 people, and I from the sound of the press conference, it sounded like they have one in custody and they're still looking for the other one.
So who did they arrest? Somebody related to him?
One is well, they put 2 arrest warrants out, one for his mom and one for some other lady. The other lady was caught, but the mom is still on the run.
Oh, dang.
So I'm pulling up the article right now. I don't want to do another presser, so. Yeah, so it said police said one person, the 40-year-old Dawn Elaine Coleman, was arrested in San Francisco in connection with the case. She's from Louisiana. The boy's mother is 37-year-old Dejan Ludi Anderson. I may be saying that wrong, so I apologize. And she's still at large, and she's from Georgia. Attempts to locate her have been unsuccessful so far. Both were wanted on charges of neglect of a dependent and obstruction of justice, with the warrants being issued on October 14th. A subsequent murder warrant for Anderson was issued on October 25th. The officer described the announcement as a bittersweet day as investigators are relieved they are moving toward resolution in the case while laminating the death of 5-year-old, and I think it's Cairo, Cairo. Anderson was last known to be in the Echo Park area of Los Angeles, California. Right. She has also been to Houston, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco, and she still remains at large. This is her.
It says he would have turned 6 on October
He would have
24th.
just turned 6 years old. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So they said they had physical evidence that led them to identify the suspects as well as the 5-year-old boy. They used every tool at their disposal. The case has baffled investigators since April 16, 2022, when a mushroom hunter in a heavily wooded area of Washington County came across a suitcase containing the body of a young boy. The mushroom hunter called 911, kicking off the months-long investigation. The suitcase had a prominent Las Vegas logo on it. Investigators went through several missing persons cases in an attempt to find a match. Carol had never been reported missing and wasn't in any national database. Indiana State Police had previously said the body was that of a black child who was approximately 5 years old with a slim build and short hair. The autopsy said that he died due to an electrolyte imbalance, most likely caused from a viral gastroenteritis. So he was sick. There was a lack of significant trauma and no anatomical cause of death, according to the autopsy. The toxicology results came back negative. So, and he was, they had buried him and put on his tombstone, it said something along the lines of, within like a little boy with, in heaven with only God knows his name, basically. And I'm not.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It did say something like saddish.
Oh, here it is. Oh my gosh, it's right here in the article. I should have just flipped and read it. In loving memory of a beloved little boy, known but to God, asleep in the arms of Jesus. Yeah, just freaking read it instead of trying to rack my brain for what it said. So then the dad put out a statement, and I'll read that one. Vincent Jordan is his name. Says, today my heart was broken into a million pieces. I got a call from an officer telling me that my 5-year-old son, Carol Jordan, who ironically turned 6 today, was murdered by his mother in Indiana on April 14, 2022. It's October 25th, his birthday. I thought they said his birthday was October 24th, but okay. And they are just now notifying me about his death. Me and my family have spent the past 3 years looking for them. She took him away at the beginning of our custody battle back in 2017. She threatened to call the police on me for coming to pick him up on an agreed weekend. She never showed up in court, and it's killing me because that weekend is the last time I seen my baby boy. I swear, y'all, don't know the pain. As a father, I feel defeated. This was the only thing I feared on this earth. This sick bitch smothered my son, put his body in a suitcase, and threw him on the side of the road like fucking trash outside of Salem, Indiana. The unidentified little boy who was found in a suitcase is my son, Caro Jordan. His story has been on CNN and other news platforms for the past 6 months, and the whole time it was my child, OMFG. Boy, when I tell you I'm sick to my stomach, everyone knows how I'm about my kids, and I never thought I would have got that call today. This is a parent's worst nightmare. Choose your mate wisely. Y'all, it's deeper than just baby, mama, baby, daddy drama. Rest in heaven. I love you, son.
Dang.
Was that read right that she was trying to perform like an exorcism on him and she posted that to her Facebook?
I haven't seen that. Where's that at?
What the
Is
heck?
somebody in chat say that?
Yeah, I pulled up this article, ABC 24. It says evidence in the case. According to court documents, police used technology to pull fingerprints from trash bags and boy's body was found along with the suitcase. The documents claimed the fingerprints came back to match Anderson. 13 News learned Anderson was arrested in South Carolina on March 12, 2022 for child endangerment, speeding over 25 miles per hour and failing to stop for officers. Police claimed the pursuit lasted for 30 minutes until Anderson ran out of gas. Coleman was in the car with her, and police said Anderson told them Coleman was her sister. 13 News has also learned just about 2 weeks before the boy's body was found, Anderson was arrested in Louisville for shoplifting and assault. That incident happened on March 31st. Court documents allege Anderson's Facebook page had pictures of Cairo and the images matched the autopsy photos of the boy. She also allegedly posted about needing to do an exorcism on her son to remove a very powerful demonic force. She also allegedly made a post about telling her story in a book or podcast about living with a demonic child.
What?
Oh my God.
Days later, Anderson and Coleman's phones were pinged in Pekin, Indiana, not far from where Cairo's body was found. Additionally, surveillance video from a property owner shows Anderson's car stop on the road where the suitcase was found. Police said Coleman's Facebook page showed her with the same suitcase that the boy's body was found in. On the same day the suitcase was discovered, video allegedly shows Anderson's car driving across the bridge from Indiana to Louisville.
Oh, okay. So, holy shit. So she says that he's demonic and she's performing exorcisms on him. His dad is saying that the sick bitch smothered my son, but they're saying that he died of an electrolyte imbalance due to something. What?
Like, how does that happen? Does anybody in chat know?
Well,
Like,
if he just found out, wouldn't they have said that? Like the cops would have obviously said something to him about smothered. No. When they say he died this way, and this is
right? That's and
I'm
she
so
put that on
confused.
Facebook. She put that on so other people saw this. Like, I want to know the time frame of that. Like,
fucking weird,
right? Like,
what?
What doctor would have
In the
saved-
press conference, they asked if the lady who was arrested was any relation, and he said that he did not believe so. The officer said there's no indication that the other lady is actually related.
I mean,
What
there's
in the F?
Hold on, let me see if it says anything.
Well, I figured it would be dehydration, that they basically weren't giving him any fluids. But he says smothered. So why would he think that when he's posting this within the same day that the cops called him?
Right.
I hadn't heard that part.
I didn't know either one of those things.
It said, I just would have to pull it up, that ISP releases autopsy toxicology report of the boy found in the suitcase.
I remember when they released the autopsy saying that he had died. Like, I remember, like, oh, it was like, oh, he was sick and they got rid of him. But why is he saying that? And then she's talking about that he's demonic and she needs to perform an exorcism. I think it's neglect. Oh, that's very, very true. Yeah, he's throwing up, so now he's demonic.
Oh, geez.
I didn't even know about the whole chase and whatnot.
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
As I said, I watched the press conference earlier today, and that's all I knew about the boy in the suitcase, and I knew about the press conference. I didn't know anything about all the other stuff.
I'm glad he's finally been identified, and they have somebody now to at least attempt to get
Well, that's something we're gonna have to kind of dig into because that's, and she's still on the run, and her last known whereabouts were about 30 minutes from me.
That was the last article update was
Yes,
17 minutes.
Going on the lookout today, guys.
It's happening.
Live stream driving around Echo Park. Get myself
Oh my God.
in big trouble. You don't want to be driving around there. Yeah, I don't get it. I really want to believe in the dad and his outrage, but I'm a little off put about how much and what he said. Oh, I agree. Yeah, that's just kind of weird.
You know, like, dude, where have you been? You know, I get things get a little funky when these things initially happen and you have to initially learn how to co-parent, I guess. But
I'm interested, Michelle, like you said, he doesn't actually, like, the cop said the boy was not reported missing. So he didn't report the boy missing in 2017 at the beginning of these custody battles? If she took off with him and he hasn't seen him since,
right?
Why isn't the child reported missing?
Right.
And the mom had been on the run or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Like, couldn't have been that great of a dad. Great that you're coming forward now and speaking, but where have you been since 2017? Like I said, I get it gets funky in the beginning when it comes to co-parenting, but you get it together and you don't just leave your kid or abandon your kid and just say, hey, well, me and the mom didn't get along, so I had to leave you for a while. Like, it don't work like that. You got to figure it out. And that's not what happened here. Like, are you on mute?
Me? No, I'm listening to you.
Oh, it looked like your thing was moving. That's why. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Oh, it's probably because the helicopter's flying over.
They,
So
like,
we don't know when the dad found out, or
so the dad says he just found out. He's found out. I thought it was the 24th, but he's saying the 25th. So I don't know. I thought it was the 24th though, but maybe I just misheard. So I don't want to speak out of turn. I'm gonna tattoo "Get It Together" on my forehead. Well, you can get that for your birthday. Nadine's birthday today, FYI. Everybody, make sure you guys wish Nadine a happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, babe. I didn't know.
Whose birthday?
Nadine.
Oh, happy birthday, Nay.
Your babe.
Nay.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna send this to Allie too. Yeah, that's just so weird. Oh, and I didn't. Of course, I meant to save these, and I didn't save them. So I'm gonna turn my camera on to see if I can show you guys. It's kind of, the glare is pretty bad, but I'll see if I can just show you. You guys see that? That's Dad.
Okay.
And then this one said, he says that she was seen in San Francisco lately. She's from Decatur, Georgia. And this is, oh shit. This is her and the baby. I can show you guys that one.
She's really pretty too, and he's a nice looking guy. Like, made a beautiful baby too.
Yeah, and if you guys remember, that's the suitcase.
She's having like a whole set it off moment. Like, she had a whole high speed chase and she's still going. Like, oh my goodness, she's no joke.
In that article that you were reading, can you send that article to me?
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about an exorcism. Like, that's just so flippin' weird. Is she involved with any cults? Yeah, that's a great question. Hi, Jax.
Hey, Jax.
Hi, Karen. Hi, Wolfie. He didn't report. Yeah, see here, he didn't report anything, it sounds like. I don't know Georgia law, but in Virginia, if you don't show up for court-ordered visit, the courts order a bench warrant and arrest you. That's what I'm saying. So, like, if this is at the beginning of their custody battle, why didn't he say, hey, this broad just took off with my kid that I'm in the middle of fighting for custody for?
Right.
I hate when I hear parents say, we've been looking. Like, what do you mean?
We've been looking. We just never told anybody. But where the heck are you looking? You got people everywhere?
Where
did you look? Yeah.
Why can't I see? I can't see anything. Turn that off. Okay. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, at first I'd heard the whole demon thing too. That doesn't make any sense.
I just sent to you.
Okay. What the heck? She believed her son was possessed. So she's still gone though.
Yeah.
But the other lady was arrested in San Francisco.
Yep.
Did they talk about this during the press conference? Because I didn't hear any of that.
Was this the one that was just uploaded, I believe? It says published 325.
Yeah, they just did this. Yeah, they just added this stuff. Okay, I'm gonna send this too. Well, all right. Well, I know there's a few creators in here, so hopefully you guys start digging on that too, so I can come watch you guys talk about it. Because that's just flipping weird to me.
When are you going to cover Amber? I still want to take pictures for you.
I'm actually making a video on Amber, so you have time to send me the pics because I'm putting all the timeline and stuff together, and then I'm making the video. And I'll just say, like, I want to make the video because what I want to do is I want to make a short video. So it's two parts. I'm going to make a short video because people constantly ask on every child case that comes up, why wasn't there an Amber Alert? And it's like I'm going to put together exactly why there's not an Amber Alert. And as I was doing that, I was like, wait a minute. I want to tell people why there is even an Amber Alert to begin with, because her story matters. So then I started putting that together. So it's kind of a twofold thing. So no, you got time. They do ask that? Let me see. The thing is, they can't order a bench warrant unless the other parent reports you not bringing the kid. Sounds like she made threats to him, but I question how hard he'd been looking. Yeah, this is like me and my whole family. We've been looking. Like, no, you haven't. No, you haven't, because otherwise he would have been in a missing children's database. You can send him to my email. It's criminality187@gmail. Or you can get me on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, you can hit me up in Messenger.
Hey, Wolfie.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to look more into that. I sent that to Allie too, and I know she's going live later. I don't know. I know Britt's going live later. I don't know what case she's covering though. Okay. So, anything else you guys want to talk about with that one? Because that's all new to me. I don't have much to say because I'm like I didn't even know about it.
I just remember when Christine put it in the group, and then I really didn't look too much into it after that. Happy
Crazy Mom says, I cast demons out of those parents who hurt their kids free of charge. Hell, I may pay you to bring them to me.
Boom, Crazy Mama. You won't even have to charge. I'll drop them.
Look at that.
Look
at that.
We'll drive the van.
Oh, Britt says, I can't talk about this. Aw. Some of them are hard. Hi, Jane Doe. Some of them are hard, man. Like I'm telling, there's cases like people are like, cover this. I'm like, nope, can't do it. Ain't happening. And then there's some that are hard, but I can't not cover them. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know what it is, but it's like I go with whatever. Oh, you can cover it. Oh, okay. I was like, well, I get it because there's some I can't do too. So, but it's weird though because like there's some like I'm so attached to that I can't stop talking about them, and then there's other ones that I'm like I physically cannot look at that case because it makes me ill. I have no idea what makes that happen though. Is that weird? Are you guys like that?
No, I get attached to cases. I do. And like if I'm not really feeling it, like for some reason, not because I don't care about the crime or whatever, but like if I'm just not feeling it, I can't like make myself be interested.
I'm the same way. Yeah. I can do research and it's going to be very basic, but I'm not going to dig and you're not going to get all of that,
Yeah, it's like really hard for me to like, I can't force it at all.
I've realized along with this though, because I kind of started with like 5 or 6 kids, like the Michael Vaughn, Oakley and all that. And with this whole harmony thing, it's one thing to get attached to the case. You just can't get attached, especially to the kid. Like,
well, I don't know how you don't.
It's hard because like, look, just, it's like, this should be a good thing that Adam was arrested and all that stuff. And it's like, I was saying this to Missy earlier. I'm just like, it almost feels like in a way though, like I'm like still like sad and like, no, this has zero to do with me, but just like thinking like almost like, does this make Harmony not part of this world? And I'm so used to checking up on her case, but it's almost like these kids, I don't know, you cover their case so long, you're in their case so long that they become like these little figures in your world. Like I probably sound crazy, but
No, I totally get it.
You know what I mean? Like, and I've learned this time that when I go into these cases, that it's more beneficial even for these kids for me to just cover the cases with you guys, put it out there, stay on it, check on it, but don't get so emotionally, I guess, involved where I don't have to feel like, oh, well, you know.
Oakley and Harmony were, and that one little girl, what was her name?
We got
the one in Hawaii. The one in Hawaii. What was that little girl's name?
The one.
Did they find her? They found her.
What little girl in Hawaii?
The little girl, like it was like Mina. What is her name? She was like Indian.
Lena,
yeah.
Lena, yeah, like see, that another one, you know. And then you get attached to
Lena's not Hawaii.
No,
I thought that happened in Hawaii.
Lena's
No?
Texas, no?
Oh, my bad. Who was the one in Hawaii?
There's got to be a Hawaii one.
You may be thinking. I think she's a newer case.
The one didn't the parents get arrested for that?
I believe so. I didn't look
Yeah.
too much into it, but I think it's like her name starts with an M, I believe. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Does anybody in chat know what case that is? It's out of Hawaii that Christine's talking about.
It's like
now I want to know.
Majui or something like that. I'm going to pronounce that all wrong.
But they found her. Amanda Grace says they found her.
Oh,
The little girl in Hawaii, I can't remember her name, but they found her. They found her alive and well.
Cool.
No, I'm interested. The right shit. I'm not. I know, me too. I'm like, I want to know now. Okay, now I'm gonna look it up.
I thought they had like arrested the parents. They were going through that house. I want to say it was maybe a foster child. I might have that wrong.
Is
Or
this very
adopted.
recent?
It was not that long ago. Yeah.
No, that's last year. Isabella Kalu?
Maybe.
The one that was caged and not breathing, it says?
Oh no, that wasn't. Damn.
I just literally Googled, and this is like what came up. It was not my fault. Police have located, September.
It might be a
Hawaii
Luciana.
Island teen was abducted from the beach and found safely.
No, it was.
She was 15 years old, Michaela Dabina.
No, this is a little girl. This little girl, brown hair. I want to say like Luciana Manji something. I'm going to pronounce that all types of wrong, but her name sounds very Hawaiian, actually. I'm hoping.
I might agree with that. The name sounds Hawaiian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other one that pops up that's like big is this 6-year-old that was apparently not treated very well by her adopted.
That's
parents.
the one. Yep. I told you adopted.
But it is the one that was in a cage.
Oh.
A biological sister of the 6-year-old Hawaii girl reported missing by their adopted parents told police the parents forced her to keep it a secret that Isabella was not breathing inside a dog cage in the bathroom with duct tape on her mouth and nose.
Oh my God. Okay. Well,
Is that
I
the
never
right
heard
one?
that.
How do I not know this case?
I never heard that update.
Okay, well, I'm going to show you a picture of her so you can tell me if this is her. Well, maybe I'm going to show you a picture because she's so cute.
Yikes. I didn't hear anything about that one. Don't you hate like when like a case kind of like I feel guilty always like when a case that kind of drips from my mind, you know, and then I don't remember.
Does that look like her?
No, that's not the same case.
That's not her then.
That's a different one.
Okay. I can't like there's such a glare on my computer. It's hard to like do anything.
It was like a Hawaiian girl.
I know. I'm so sick of this.
I'm gonna have to look. Just hurry up and get this over with.
No, he's from another place. Okay, yeah, that's the little boy. That's Isabel. Yeah, so Krista Moss says Isabel. Yeah, that's the one that I was just looking at. She says that's not it. The case infuriates me to this day, and it did. Casey. Oh God, I can't stand it. Delana wants to know thoughts on Delphi. Well, I don't know if I have enough time to go through all my thoughts on Delphi. And Christine solves that case about every week or so.
Oh yes.
So we did have a big Delphi thing planned that we need to reschedule because that's just got a lot of pieces. It's got a lot of pieces. What do I think? I think those girls deserve justice. I don't know if I'm sold on the whole Keegan Klein thing yet. That's kind of my quick one. And Jesse, yeah, I'd never heard about this case. Why didn't we hear about this case? Okay, I don't know what case you're talking about then, love. Hi, Tiffany.
I'm looking.
Okay. All right. Well, let me know if you find it. Thoughts on Summer Wells case? Oh, I have a lot of. See, you guys, we're gonna have to do this whole live streams on those. Those are cases that
I don't think they'll ever find Summer Wells, unfortunately.
I think Summer Wells. If I know people, I have such an unpopular opinion because I'm of the unpopular opinion that she's out there somewhere and that she was given away or sold.
I think that, but if she was, what the heck? A second, sorry. I think that if she was murdered, then yeah, they won't find her. I think that she's not alive and they won't find her, and it's sad. Just because of the terrain out there.
That's if that's the case, I think that she would be found. It'll be one of those circumstances that she would be found by a random person at a random time, not meaning to find her. If that's the case. Michelle, are you talking? Because I think you're muted, love.
I was. I was like, oh wait, hold on. I was so much on the whole trafficking idea for sure, but now, just after seeing just that family's way too comfortable now, I just leaning more towards she's gone. And
well, Donnie Boy comes out. He gets released here in a couple days, so we'll see.
Really?
Yeah, October 30th is his release date. And I followed that case very closely. I have a very solid timeline that I'd already put together from the beginning of that, so it'd be easy to kind of a case to go over. And then I have, I had talked to a lot of the players involved in that case, so I mean, it's something that we can definitely do if you guys want to. I just feel like there's so much. YouTube is so hard when it comes to some of these cases because when they get to a certain point, it just becomes like people just hate each other over the case, and you know how I feel about that. I just don't do that, so I don't want to bring a bunch of hate for a little girl. I mean, I still try to follow all the updates. I still watch channels that do cover it.
Oh, sorry, update. Michelle, that is her. That picture that Teresa just showed us. The pictures look really different here. Look, I'm gonna show you. Okay. But her name was Ariel, and then she was adopted and they renamed her Isabella Kalua. But also there was Ariel, so there was like a brother or something. Wait, what? Or am I reading that wrong?
I don't know. I've never even heard of that case.
The parents were arrested though.
So for this one, the parents were arrested?
Yeah, I'm just gonna send Teresa this search link.
Okay.
And her name.
And Alex, when you go back to Tennessee, I want to go with you. It's like that's what I'm asking for like my birthday and Christmas. Like I want to go to Tennessee. I kind of want to do a little road trip though, because I'd really love to go to Delphi.
Yes.
I sent the search link so you can see it. The
Okay.
girl there's like pictures where she looks really Hawaiian, like tan, and then that picture that you just showed us, her hair is short and
it's different.
Yeah, it looks different.
Okay. And is she alive?
No, they were arrested for her murder. Ariel.
I thought you were trying to give me like a feel-good story that the parents were arrested and. Oh, was she found? All right, I'm gonna have to do some digging into this because I don't know how I would have ever missed this. This case is like something that I would have totally looked at. All right, I'm gonna dig into it. Get out the spreadsheets, Michelle.
I can't help myself.
I know she's already doing it. She's writing it down right now. Yeah, I would love to do a road trip. Like I'd love to start like on one side and just drive straight up and just keep going and stop at some of these.
You can't drive to Hawaii, you have to fly.
I can't drive. No, not to Hawaii. I'm talking about like the to Tennessee and to because there's a few in Tennessee. I mean, because that's also where Megan Boswell was and Evelyn Boswell, and I'd love to go there too. Marlena said, actually, a lot of the community has come together for summer. It's very heartwarming. It was bad in the beginning, but everyone wants justice for her. And I think that's the bottom line always, and why I really just don't ever have like this like hate or like this absolute anger for people, because I know that most people in general are doing what they're doing because they're looking for justice for these kids. I just don't necessarily agree with the way they go about it, or I wouldn't do it that way myself. That's kind of the big thing. Yeah, I did. And Lynn, I did hear that the West Boys trial was pushed back. I'm not surprised though, because they were just arrested this year, and then the trial was supposed to be this month, and there's just no way. Murder trials don't typically happen that quickly. There's too many emotions on both sides. So hi, Crime Curious. Let me see what I missed. I would love to visit Truckee to see how weird the vibe is there. So I actually have friends that are in that area, and then I know somebody who used to live there, right around there. On panel.
I'm gonna check that out.
Let's see. Which case are you talking about? I was late. Well, we kind of stopped in between because we were talking about some just kids cases in general, and Christine brought up this case, and I don't know how you know what? This face looks familiar.
I told you that one. The picture you just showed me isn't the picture.
Does not look familiar, but this one where she's got this little red shirt on.
Yeah.
That face does look familiar.
Was they saying something about like they couldn't find any current pictures of her or something? Like, was there something they were like? I feel like
let me show this.
That's giving me vibes like I heard that. Like, there's just not. They couldn't find any current pictures or something.
This one right here, that looks familiar to me. The case doesn't sound familiar to me though, but that little picture.
Show Michelle. Michelle, look at the picture. You'll recognize the picture.
The one, the top pink photo is for some reason what I recognize.
Yeah.
This one right here is the one I recognize. Okay, let me hold on. I think I'm totally messed up on chat. So if I missed some really good stuff, I'm sorry. I'm going down to the bottom.
Now look how different that really is of a picture from the right to the left.
Yeah, no wonder that other picture. You're like, no, that's not her.
Yeah, I would have never.
Spill the tea on Truckee.
Yeah.
You got any tea? I'm from that area, and it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place to visit and full of great people. Yes, there's trash too, but it's nothing like it's been portrayed. You won't find a more beautiful place than East Tennessee. Well, I mean, I when I was little, I lived in Knoxville, which is not East Tennessee, but I lived in Knoxville when I was in. I moved around a lot when I was a kid, so I lived in a lot of the Midwest until we moved to California, and then I lived in Central California and then Southern California. Okay, all right. So we have two other cases I want to talk about before we have to go.
Truckee's a mountain town, and like those mountain towns, like the mountain kids, like it's really small. Like the high schools are really small, and they all like wakeboard and waterboard and ski, and like the fact that they were around that lake having that party is not surprising at all. They're just real mountain, and like the people that a lot of people come in as tourists to like Reno and Tahoe and stuff. Like it's really small communities. That's all I have to say about that.
Well, it is a beautiful place. I mean, I've seen a lot of pictures of it from the people that I know that live in the area.
The people that like work in Tahoe, like at the casinos and stuff, like driving between Truckee and Tahoe is not a big deal. Like all the high schoolers are friends and stuff.
Yeah, LFT and Tia, you guys need to get out your spreadsheets too. Get out a spreadsheet. Everybody get their spreadsheets. Are you in San Diego? I'm actually right on the north side of Orange County, low side of LA County. Right on the cusp. So we're close. Yeah, Lena is the little girl from Texas. Yeah, she's still not found, which I really thought they would have found her. But okay, so I want to talk about these other two because there's some crazy stuff going on with Debbie Collier's case. So I don't know if anybody in chat wants to pop up and talk about Debbie Collier, because I know there's just a lot of stuff has happened just in the last few days about Debbie's case.
I have to get going though, because I have to go get my son. I have to get ready to go to him soon.
Okay.
So I'm gonna head down. But love you guys. I'll see you later.
Love you. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Bye, honey. Okay. Hi, Steph B. So, there's so much. That's why I'm like, there's so much stuff happening. It's like, I'm like, how do I can't, I couldn't, I need to do like 50,000 lives, and I just, I can't. Otherwise, that means 1 or 2 papers doesn't get written. Unless you guys want to write them, Michelle, did you leave me? Are you muted? I think she left me. Okay, let's talk about Debbie, because there's some crazy stuff that's happened. So Fox News put out an article, I think it was like 2 days ago, basically stating that sources, just sources, they don't name the sources. So sources close to law enforcement have stated that Debbie's death may not be a homicide, and that they're looking at it more like either she unalived herself or an accident. Let me pull up the article I had earlier. There's a new article that came out.
T, can you hear me okay? I just went
Now
out.
I can. You were muted.
Was that?
You were muted. Yeah, I thought you stepped away and just left me behind.
Am I lagging at all though? I'm okay.
No, you're perfect. Perfect as always. So let me pull, or actually I'll just read them, because I think most of you guys have seen, and I quoted a lot of it on my community post already. But so the Fox News one basically says that Georgia investigators have begun exploring the possibility that the disturbing death of the Athens office manager, Debbie Collier, may not have been a homicide as initially suspected. They have no evidence linking several key people close to Collier, including her husband, her daughter, and her daughter's boyfriend, to locations anywhere near the crime scene between her disappearance on September 10th and the day of her discovery, September 11th, my birthday. And evidence at the crime scene suggests her death could have been accidental or she unalived herself, the sources say. Collier was last seen alive at Family Dollar on September 10th, purchasing several items that were found burned near her remains. She also stopped by a Chick-fil-A restaurant beforehand. Collier was found dead and naked. They say naked, but she was only topless. We don't know if she was wearing shoes, but she did have her bottoms on. So she didn't have a shirt on, but she wasn't completely nude. On September 11th, in the National Forest south of Clayton, a 90-minute drive from her home in Athens. Her husband reported her missing that day. She was discovered a few feet downhill from the site of a small fire with burns on her stomach, soot in her nostrils, and clutching a small tree. When Fox News Digital visited the scene earlier this month, it was evident that at the heart of the burn marks, there were no signs that a wood-fueled fire had been constructed, although several items she was carrying were found scorched on the ground, including a blue tarp she had just purchased and small remnants of the Georgia Bulldogs jersey she was last seen wearing. The missing persons report came after she sent a bizarre Venmo payment to her daughter, Amanda Bearden, of almost $2,400, along with a cryptic message. They're not going to let me go. Love you. There's a key to the house in the blue flower pot by the door. Yeah, I'm gonna get that one. Do you have that? I think I have the picture. I have the article they put out though. Oh, her birthday was September 13th. She's a little Virgo.
Oh yeah. Oh, Connie.
Love me some Virgos.
Yeah. Oh, I love Tia. Always.
So yes, she did. Okay, so hold on. Bearden received the message the day her mother went missing, very close amount, supposedly to the boyfriend's Andrew Geigrich owed in probation fines. 2 days before Collier's disappearance, her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend had just moved back to Athens from Maryland, and where they were living with her brother. And then now they were living down in Athens at Debbie and Steve's property. They said that they were scared themselves, sleeping with barricaded doors. Authorities had not released the autopsy report, toxicology results, or her official cause or manner of death, which I don't understand why. There's not a press conference on any of that yet. That makes no sense. Let me see. Let me see. On Friday, the local radio station reported that an unnamed ranking member of the sheriff's department said it would be a good assumption the detectives were no longer focused on Collier's immediate family in connection with the investigation. A criminal profiler says that he still has a few questions Like, why did she go there? Why did she try to pull herself up if she'd fallen down? She looked through, or she looked like she was getting ready to go tailgating, dressed up to have fun, not to unalive herself. Okay, so that's the one from a couple days ago. Now, shoot, let me see. Let me pull up the article that I was reading earlier.
You have the one Allie's talking about, T?
I don't know. That's why I was asking if she could send it, because I don't know if I have the same one. I have an article, but she said newspaper, and I don't have a newspaper. I have an article.
If not, I have it. If you want me to send it to you.
So let me see. Well, I'm going to read this article, and then you can tell me if it matches what you have, or you can just send it to you. It's okay, either way. Or maybe Allie already sent it.
Oh, it's a post. Okay.
So a 6-week-old murder investigation in Habersham County may not have been murder after all. Sources close to the investigation into the death of Debbie Collier now say she may have died as the result of an accident or self-unaliving. We may live in a world where we never know for sure, the source says. The biggest revelation in recent days, I looked at the camera like you guys could see my face right then, by the way, and you can't see my face. And I was like, the biggest revelation in recent days was the discovery that a cryptic message and Venmo payment sent to Collier's daughter, Amanda Bearden, apparently did come from Debbie Collier's phone. I think that's a big thing. This is why I don't know why they just don't do a press conference and just put this stuff out there. Hi, Salty C.
Hey.
Hi, Dolly Bear. Okay, sources. When did it just skipped around, didn't it? No, it didn't. Okay. It did come from her phone. Okay. At 3:17 p.m. on September 10th, Collier sent her daughter, Amanda Bearden, $2,385 through the Venmo app. Along with the money, she sent the message that read, "They are not going to let me go. Love you. There is a key to the house in the blue flower pot by the door." Sources told the magazine or the newspaper the message was sent during the time that Collier is known to have been sitting in her rented van in the parking lot of a Family Dollar. It was at 3:17. Yeah, absolutely would have been. Is known to have been sitting in her rented van in front of the Family Dollar. She also, here's another big one. She also reportedly sent a text to her son saying, "I love you." But that text, later found in the subpoenaed phone records, didn't go through. Hi, Mama. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, okay. You see, BR the Star says, if they find this as an unaliving, this could be the perfect. Yeah, that's true. It's true because, that's one of the things is that people who, do kill other people try to set it up to either look like an accident or look like a suicide or shot and self-unaliving. Okay, let me see. So she did also text her son. She just didn't send him any money.
But that text, was that text sent around the same time?
They don't say.
But that was
Like,
around
why
the
don't
same
they say
time.
what time that text was sent?
That kind of changes it,
Nope. Let's see. It just says she also reportedly sent. Stupid helicopter. Like,
They
thanks
love
for
when
flying
she
around
does.
and keeping us safe in the neighborhood. I appreciate it, but you have to do it right now. The message was sent during the time that Collier is known to have been sitting in her rented van in the parking lot. So that's the Venmo message. She also reportedly sent a text to her son saying, "I love you." But it doesn't say what time, but it puts it in the same paragraph like it's the same time. That she sent this message and she also sent this text message. And BR the Star, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Because I send text to my son all the time that just say, "I love you."
Same crazy mom. I hearing this text now with the son, if it is around the same time, I'm sorry, that just sounds like to me she's telling her two children she loves them. I mean, and I know that's normal, but like half of everyone is almost trying to normalize seeing Debbie in that store, saying that she doesn't look distressed, da 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 da. And then you got the other half that are like, no, but we see this and we see that, and you know, like she was hanging out in the van afterwards for a little bit. She was taking care of something. She looked like she was focused on something. Like, I can't figure this out for nothing. But my gut is just like, I don't feel like this was an unaliving situation. Like,
See, it's so weird because I actually feel the opposite.
I know. I'm trying to, and there's something that's
you don't have to try, honey. It's okay.
I know. I'm like, no, T, this cannot
Not
be.
many people are on the self unaliving. I think it is.
And listen, there could totally be, because I could see that happening, and then maybe somebody being around, and that explains, you know, why some other things would make it look like maybe somebody else was there, because maybe there was somebody there, but not with her. That I don't know. They got to give me a little more. I need a little more. This is way too suspect. If we're going to use that word, like, it just, I don't know. Nothing feels right.
Okay, so here's another big one that we didn't know about before. Okay, so it's before I go there, it says shortly after the messages were sent. So messages, it says plural, were sent on Saturday, September 10th. Collier's phone went silent. She drove away from the Family Dollar store at 3:19 p.m. and was found dead in the woods near Tallulah Falls, about 12 miles south of Clayton, 22 hours later.
Right.
Okay, Allie, thank you. That's kind of how I feel.
Right. But
so
who does choose to burn themselves? Like, that's.
I told you the story. You know the story, right?
What?
Of my neighbor.
No, you didn't tell me the neighbor story.
Okay, and I know I've told Brittany the story. So, and this is where I initially went to. So my neighbor, a little over a year ago, was going through massive depression. Was trying to get help. The husband knew that she was massively depressed. So basically, I thought I told you this story. That she, so the mom and dad, not the mom and dad, the woman and her husband were not able to have children. They were both school teachers, and they had a dog they'd had for 13 years, like a golden retriever, and the dog passed away, and that was like her baby, and she went into like a major depression, like she'd lost her child. And was not able to like get out of this depression. So she was like seeing a therapist. She was muted. Oh yeah, muted T. She was not able to get out of this depression. So he had gone back to work. She had not gone back to work. He ended up buying her a new puppy, hoping that she would kind of, you know, get the feeling again, like, and get back into normal. And one day he was at work and he called her and she said that she was feeling pretty good, that she had just contacted this new therapist, and then she felt like she was going to be able to come out of this and she was doing really well. And that was at like noon, 11 o'clock a.m., 12. And then when he was done with school and he was going to stay after and like grade his papers and stuff, he called her and she didn't answer the phone. And he got a really bad feeling. And so he left school and went home. And when he got home, the house was on fire, though there was smoke coming out the front door. She had taken herself and her new puppy and barricaded herself in the back bedroom of the house, put a pile of clothes in the middle of the room, and lit it on fire. And so he rushed in trying to get to her. Our other neighbor rushed in trying to help him get to her. Fire department came and they put the fire out. They brought her to the front yard where she had minimal burns on her back. So when she was laying on her back as they were working on her, she didn't actually look any different. And then they could not save her and they could not save the puppy.
I take a puppy with you. Like,
So I know that so people are like, who does that? And I'm like, it literally happened right here.
Yeah, no,
So it's, to me, I'm like, it's not impossible because, but then like I was talking with a person who was on Brittany's panel the other day, and they're like, but it was inside of a home, like not outside, you know, because she ultimately passed away from smoke inhalation, not from burns, because she was barely burned. And it made me think of like that, like with this, that she's got the soot in her nose.
Okay, you know what? All right. Okay.
So I don't, maybe that's why I have such a thing about that she could have done that. And then if you look at like what she went to the store and bought, she went and bought a tarp, a poncho, a lighter, and paper towels.
Right, to almost like engulf herself in flames, literally, with that poncho on. Like, what was that? And that's me going to the craziest extent of thought, like her putting the poncho on, dousing herself in whatever, and lighting that thing, and hoping the paper towels does the thing and the trick with the other pile of whatever that she had going on. Oh goodness. Oh,
Thank
I'm
you,
talking about the other
thank you,
case.
Shabernay, for joining. I'm sorry I missed that. I was in the middle of my storytelling. Jesse said many veterans choose to immolate on the property of veteran hospitals to show that they'd rather go that way than to be treated like they do. Yeah. Oh, Yo Main Girl's up. Okay, let me see. Sorry I missed you down there. I was reading. Hi, how are you?
Oh, hi.
Hi. Welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Of course.
I have to apologize. I'm still catching up on what you guys are discussing here.
Okay, so am I. It's okay. I'm always it's okay.
But it sounded interesting, so I was like, oh, I want to see what you're talking about.
So what do you think?
All
What are
right.
your thoughts on it?
I have to. I just came up, and I'm trying to figure out exactly which one you guys are talking about.
Right now we're talking about Debbie Collier. If you want to talk about a different one, you're welcome to do that as well.
Oh no, would you mind if I just listen for a minute so I can get caught up?
Oh no, yeah, you're fine.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Just hang out.
So I'm gonna read the rest of this article. But yeah, no, it is. It's horrible. It's a horrible way to go, but it's not an unheard of way. And this is what like Dolly says, yeah, I was just going to say people can survive with some serious burns. It's the smoke inhalation and the infection to the burns that usually unalives the people. Yes. I just have this. So people had speculated that somebody tried to burn her to cover up the fact that she was passed away. But if that was the case, she wouldn't have soot in her nostrils.
Yes, like I can't.
So crazy moment. Yeah, I thought I was thinking accident. But then the biggest thing that got me was actually listening to her sisters talk, or not listening because I was reading what her sisters were writing in the Facebook groups about her back and how. So apparently she was on like prescription medication for like back problems, and so they were getting really upset because apparently there was channels that were talking about that she was like a drug addict and that she was out there buying drugs, like black market drugs, and so the sisters were getting really upset about that, and they're like, no, she suffered from major back issues, this, that, and the other. And I was like, okay, so now, my mom has had chronic back pain since I was, I'm at 43 now, so 30 years. She's had multiple back surgeries. My mom would not park her car and go for like a mini hike out to the middle of nowhere. And my mom's older now, so even if you go back, 10, 15 years, she still wouldn't have.
Cause of those back problems. She can't do
it. There was be no way she's going to be able to like walk out in that type of terrain. So what would she be doing out there? What would Debbie be doing out there? She's just going to go sit there and start up. Because I also contemplated, like, maybe she was helping some homeless person that she knew that lived in the area. Tarp, poncho, paper towels, lighter.
Can I ask real quick?
Yeah.
I'm really new to this one here. What was how did it come out that she had passed?
So they have not released her autopsy or like cause of death, manner of death, toxicology. None of that's actually come out yet.
Okay, what was the story though that led to she must have
she went missing on September 10th, and the family reports her missing that night. And the next day she's found approximately 90 minutes away from her home in a wooded area with no shirt on, remnants of a small fire nearby, and she was topless and holding on to a tree.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
I'm
So
I'm very new to this one. Okay. Thank you for telling me that.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
It's so bizarre and twisted.
Sheesh.
Well, I'm so sorry, babe.
No, so max 2002. I'm not against accident. I'm not saying that. My concern is what was her purpose then? She went out there with a purpose. Why is she going out there if it's not to do this? Like, what else is she going out to the woods for with the tarp, the lighter, the poncho? You know, she carries it all out in the little bag that she got from you know, from the Family Dollar. She carries it out there with her because then you see remnants of that. They are saying now in this article that there was remnants of the jersey, which makes sense that the jersey caught on fire. I don't know what kind of poncho, so depending on the poncho, would the poncho have caught on fire as well? But then here, I got to read this next part of this article because this is another big thing. So the chilling message and Venmo payment captured investigators and the media's attention because it indicated a possible kidnapping. However, within weeks of launching their investigation, Habersham County Sheriff's investigators dismissed the possibility that Collier was abducted. They zeroed in on people close to her. As they did, the scrutiny surrounding her husband, the daughter, and the daughter's boyfriend intensified. Investigators questioned them and executed search warrants at their homes in Athens. And although investigators never publicly identified suspects or persons of interest in the case, they thought it was personal and targeted. They may be looking to backtrack on that now, it says. While the state medical examiner has not released the autopsy, sources say it appears that Debbie Collier may have died from suffocation as a result of a fire that she herself may have started. Her injuries were consistent with those of someone caught in a flash fire, possibly caused by gasoline vapors igniting. An arson analysis confirmed the presence of gasoline on her clothes. This is what I'm saying. Like, there's more to this. I'm not done yet.
Wow.
While investigators knew from the outset that an accelerant was used, the absence of a gas container at the scene caused them to suspect someone else was present and had removed the container. After conducting an experiment, investigators confirmed a plastic container could have melted in the fire. It was at that point, weeks into the case, that the detectives returned to the scene where her body was found and recovered what appeared to be the burnt remnants of a gas can. Yeah,
Sounds like an explosion. I don't know. Weird.
So then it says Collier appears to have initially survived the fire, which charred her lap and her abdomen, and appeared burned off the bulldog jersey she was wearing. She was found grasping a small tree in her hand as if she had grabbed onto it to keep from falling. The items that she had bought at the Family Dollar store were found nearby her partially nude, burned body. The QR code on the burned blue tarp is what led the investigators to the Family Dollar store to begin with. That discovery ultimately led to the surveillance video with the last known images of Debbie Collier alive. Whether her death was accidental or intentional remains to be seen. Officials have not released the results of her autopsy. Now they've reached out and said they're waiting for confirmation of the status of the case and will update as soon as they can. So now what?
Whoa.
I can take the going to unalive herself through this burning shit, but and okay, she goes away because she doesn't want to be near her family. But again, why that spot? Why that, like, I'll even take the tarp, and she was going to, suffocate herself that way with it. But it's just everything else leading up to it doesn't, for me, it doesn't match that. Like, I don't know.
Is there any type of information about her past behavior as a person, like things she would do? Is she good, like a homeless or into substances or anything like that?
Not from law enforcement. We know the daughter and the daughter's boyfriend had some drug issues. We don't know much about her personality except for she had a toxic relationship with her daughter and the daughter's boyfriend, which is why, like, on social media it would be like they were kind of like the main suspects. But other than that, there's not a lot about, like, the daughter has said that her mom did not suffer from any mental illness.
Look at what Melmax said. Family can't get insurance, can they, until cause of death?
No, so this was actually something I had brought up the other night when the first article had come out, was if she has life insurance, she would not be able to unalive herself and the family get payment. So it would have to be an accident, or it would have to be, you know, a set up, staged murder scene.
Right. And who eats Chick-fil-A is the last, right? What is in the whole, and like her, there was rumor of the substance abuse, but like Tia just said, her sisters cleared it up in the Facebook that.
Yeah, they were like adamant that she was not an addict, that she did have prescription medication for her back issues.
So even initially, remember, like we had thought that maybe she had, even if she wasn't fixing any of Amanda's maybe debt and the boyfriend debt, and maybe she had her own, but I don't think that's the case anymore. She had her own supply when you think about it, you know, like especially with the sisters backing that up, you know. So it's not, she's not the type of person that's going to go out and buy drugs on the street, you know. So I don't know.
So is this like something erratic behavior, or has any of the family or anything like that said, well, this is kind of weird, not something she would have done, anything like that?
Yes, they're all basically saying this is not something that she would have done.
Wow.
And they have no idea why she went to this Family Dollar. They have no idea why she drove basically 90 minutes away to go to a different Family Dollar, passing multiple on her way. Why, and like Alex says, well, why drive so far? Why go so far? I don't get that either.
And what was she so zoned in on? Remember when she's sitting in the van for those few minutes outside, and was it Duty Ron or Gray Hughes that was able to get like that audio, or I mean that footage enhanced to where like she was really zoned in on her phone, like she was like either arranging something or.
I think that's probably when she was sending the messages on her phone. So so that's a good point, BR the Star. Some might pay it. In and out burger line is ridiculous. I don't know why she'd go to Chick-fil-A. There's been some rumors, and I've heard nothing confirmed about her also after the Family Dollar possibly stopping at a Waffle House. Have you guys heard that? I've not seen that from any like actual source, just heard the rumblings on Facebook and YouTube.
Looks like a Nancy Grace covered this as well. I'm gonna watch that real quick so I can get caught up.
Okay.
Cool.
She didn't want anybody in her hometown to ask questions. I don't. I honestly, this could go any which way, and I would be like, "Yep, totally makes sense." I don't know why. This is like one of those cases, and I think that's why it's intrigued a lot of people on social media, is because nothing adds up, nothing points in one direction versus the other. Like it could be any one of those three things, and I'd be like, "Okay, that makes sense to me."
Did you see what Melmac said? Andrew or rehab was close by. Wasn't Andrew's dad?
So he, from my understanding though, he was not an inpatient at this rehab facility. He was supposed to be going to meetings. You have to remember, they just got there like 2 days prior. So, all right, hold on. Let's see. Max, it's saying that your devices aren't connected.
It's so weird. I can't see it on my end. I can't, like when they're popping up. I'm like, who's
you don't see them on your end?
No. Like I could see them like when they're up, but if they're backstage, I can't see anything.
She was an assistant. Like she worked at she did like the front office stuff. She used to do it at a bank, and then she went over to a real estate company. Mental breakdown. Like, see, that's possible because we haven't heard a lot about. Oh, there we go. Hey, Max.
Oh,
Max,
hi. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Max.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay. So, no, I'm so interested in this because from experience, so there's what happened to people close to me that unalive themselves. So there's usually the spontaneous one that just does it. For example, jumps out of, I don't know, a balcony, let's say. It's a spur of a moment thing. Obviously, it goes hand in hand with mental health. And of course, it's not like it just happens. You just don't do it. Obviously, these people have some major depression. And then there's people who plan it. So Debbie would be that group, right? She would be in the group that planned this, correct?
Yes,
Do
correct.
you follow me?
Yes.
So she would be in that group. So those people, the people who plan it, usually are very meticulous in their final goal, which is what they want to do, which is not living anymore. And burning your body is not, it doesn't mean for sure that that's gonna, you understand what I'm saying? Just because you burn your body, it doesn't mean you're going to die. And especially outside in a forest. It was drizzling that day. I just don't see it. I would see different things. Maybe you put the example of someone in their house,
Right.
which I have, or even in their own cars. I've heard of that too, but not outdoors. I just don't see it. I think there's so many obstacles to that going wrong and not accomplishing her goal that I don't think, I think maybe it was an accident. That's my opinion.
What do you think she went out there for?
She was meeting someone, I think. She didn't say I love you to her husband. So she said I love you to her 2 kids. That's very telling. She didn't say I love you to her husband that we know, right?
That's
So
a good point, Max 2002. All right, I'm listening.
So that is, she definitely had, let me put it, I'm not being funny or sarcastic. She was not having a good day, obviously. This is obviously, she was alone. Something happened. Something was happening with her. I think she was probably meeting someone. I do think she wrote the Venmo. I always said that. But I don't think she went there to unalive herself. And if it is, well, the autopsy will tell the family.
I'm curious how any family or friends, how are they acting now? Like, are there any social media posts or comments?
Well, that's another thing I wanted to say. If that was my sister, how would you feel if someone told you Debbie's your sister, let's say, and they say she unalived herself? Would you be okay with that answer?
Personally, I'd just keep going until I figured it out.
Exactly. There's a lot of steps to be saying now that she unalived herself. That's what I think.
So are you thinking that possibly she went there to meet somebody and they did this? Or are you thinking that she went there, met somebody, they lit a fire, and then she fell on it and the person freaked out and left?
It's more of an accident, I think, definitely. And if it's not an accident and someone did this, it has to be something very vicious to burn someone, right? To do that. Now, if you tell me that there's a gun on a bullet in her head and then she was burned, then of course I would say, oh, okay. I just don't see her burning herself. I don't think people would process that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
That'd be, and they say, aren't there certain ways when women unalive themselves, they have like a particular way they go about that? I don't know a lot about it.
That's why I was when I finished this, I had a couple of hours. I was actually going to find out how many women do this, And
oh yeah, statistics. I love statistics.
I'm all about that. And the people that I know have unfortunately done it. One was spontaneous. They were literally having coffee in the balcony, and then they turned around and they saw their flip-flops. So they jumped, right? And then another person that I know, they planned it, but they used a gun or medicine,
I have both of those, yes.
So when you said the story about your neighbor, I was like, oh, okay. But then, yeah, of course, they died. They burned the whole house, right? So she died.
The smoke damage was what wrecked the house, but the room was the only thing that was actually burned. The house
Yeah.
had to be completely fixed after because of all the smoke damage.
Yeah, because she was in a contained place. Of course, you would die there. But if you're walking on a beach and on a path, I don't know where she was in the woods. You have to did she pour gasoline on herself? Do we know that?
No, we don't know. That article just talks about. Let me go back up to it so I don't misquote it, because that was only the second time I've ever read it, so I want to make sure I know what it says. They dismissed the possibility that Collier was abducted, zeroed in on people close to her. Personal target. Okay, hold on. Wrong paragraph.
I think we have to wait for the autopsy, maybe.
Yes.
But I'm super, not that I want to be right. This is not about ego, please. No, I just find it so odd that she literally did this, that she parked at the side of a road, highway, went down, and now I'm okay. Now I'm going to do this. To me, it's there's so many factors that would distract her from doing it. But anyways,
Right. So it says, while the investigators, you're fine. You can stay for a minute. No, you're good. Don't worry about it. Okay. While investigators knew from the outset that an accelerant was used, the absence of a gas container at the scene caused them to suspect that someone else was present and had removed the container. After conducting an experiment, investigators confirmed a plastic container could have melted in the fire. It was at that point, which was weeks into the case, that the detectives returned to the scene where Collier's body was found and recovered what appeared to be burned remnants of a gas can.
So that means there was an accelerant.
She was trying to burn something, and do you know what else was found there at the scene?
Well, we know that the red bag that she had gotten from Family Dollar was there. We know that the tarp was there, burned. We know that her jersey. So people she didn't take her jersey off to unalive herself, or in the jersey burned off of her. They found the remnants of the jersey. So she didn't. If she did unalive herself, she did not take her shirt off to do so. I just want to make sure that's clear. That it burned in the fire. The only thing that I've not heard confirmation is if they found the lighter, which I thought was an interesting thing. Did they ever find the lighter that she purchased at the Family Dollar? Everything else she got there was basically found. You can see in some of the crime scene photos the pieces of paper towel.
Yes, yeah, you're right. Well, I just wanted to give my opinion. I still don't see it, but like I said, maybe when the autopsy comes out, we will, and if it is that, we can move to a different case. But it was nice talking to all of you today.
Oh, it's so nice to have you up here. Thank you for coming up. And I do think that the autopsy is going to be, unfortunately, I think it's going to end up being an undetermined, is what I'm thinking, that it's going to go that route. And I don't know if we're ever going to have any other answers.
Yes. So I hope the family does have answers if that's the case, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, have a good day, everyone.
Yes, you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, this is interesting. It's quite a conundrum, isn't it?
It really is. Hold on, Lynn DS. Let's see. No, I'm not the easiest list, but I'm looking, Lynn. I'm looking. Do we know if she had a doctor's appointment, let's say in the past month? So that's another thing I actually was wondering, is if she had a doctor's appointment, and that's who's like, they're not going to let me go. And Scotty over on Brittany's had made a point, like, what if this was like a response to like a text message, because we don't know what text messages she was sending out. So what if her and Amanda were having like a text message conversation, and her response to like have Amanda like leave her alone is this Venmo? It's a response to whatever the message was that was incoming in the text side. This is all speculation. We have no idea if this is true. And then that's why it doesn't really, like, they're not going to let me go. Like maybe she's like, something about like the doctor, like, let me go to the surgery, let me go to a specialist, let me go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I kind of went, was like, if there is this immense amount of pain, people in chronic pain, it creates depression. So like, did she have a doctor's appointment? Was she then I was like, it was a Saturday. So September 10th was a Saturday. Not all, I mean, some doctors are open on Saturday, so not to say that she wasn't, but it would also explain why she drove to Clayton.
Yeah, that is a very, very good. That would make a whole lot of sense to the whole context of the text messaging now, like you were just saying. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that does make sense.
The doctors, and just knowing that she has chronic pain, she's going to be going to doctors probably all the time and trying different things and different kinds of doctors. And yeah, that would absolutely explain why maybe she went to a doctor's appointment, had time to kill, or it went to Family Dollar in between that. That would absolutely make sense. Wow, I never thought of that.
We don't know. We don't have any idea whether that's the case. This is all pure speculation.
Yeah.
Where's all the pics for proof? Not pics of her, but pics of everything around her. They just don't want to spend the money, same as many other alleys. And that's possible. We do have pictures of what they left behind at the crime scene, which is where we saw like the pictures of the red. We saw the blue tarp with the eyelet, the little metal eyelets. We saw the burnt, the little burn area.
Is it possible, and I do apologize to cut you off, but is it possible to pull it up as like a reference? Would that be cool?
Yeah, let me see. Somebody said something about a post on Bed Crime Story, so I want to go look real quick and see what she posted. And I know that Andrew, the daughter's boyfriend, was posting today. I did see a screenshot of it. I want to see if this is the same one. But he was like, they've cleared us, and because we had alibis and we, weren't in the area. And then there's a lot of people talking like, well, you can leave your cell phone somewhere. Hi, Kate Does Crime. You could leave your cell phone somewhere without it being, so it's not following you with GPS and stuff, which is possible.
Mm-hmm.
But if they have movement on that cell phone during the time, then you're running into a different thing. So like say Andrew's like going here to here to here with his cell phone, that would mean that his cell phone wasn't just left somewhere else. Or Amanda didn't just leave her cell phone somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay, let me see. Let me look here. Hold on. I want to see if that's the screenshot she posted, and then I'll pull up some pictures too.
Oh, I just saw a picture of her. She's very pretty and she looks like a nice woman.
Oh yeah. You can always see a lot through somebody's like way of expressions, even in like photos. You could see the people who like you could tell like they hate being in photos. You could see like what mood they're actually in the photo. And then you can even see the ones sometimes like they're trying. Like they're really not in the moment, but they're there. They're giving a half smile, like they're trying. And I feel like everything that you see of Debbie's just looks so like she's there. Like Debbie's there, and that's just a little bit of like what we know about her.
So Bed Crime Stories posted, and she follows this case. So she posted important statements from the Habersham County Sheriff's Office. This is probably posted on their site, so I could probably go find it there, but I'm going to read it from hers. Investigators expect Collier's death solved soon. According to the Northeast Georgian newspaper, investigators are closing in on a solution to the case. Habersham County Sheriff's Office investigators are waiting on one last piece of evidence to tie the case together before releasing an official statement, which they hope will bring closure to the affair. That's a weird choice of words.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's some odd terminology, but okay.
Right. Kogan has stated that other media reports this week about the case being already solved were unsubstantiated and were not fueled by official sources. Well, of course not. We already know that. That's why they're anonymous. Yippee, I hope this means that Fox News had unvetted sources feeding them fake info about suicide accident scenarios. The article went on to say that the investigators have been treating it as a murder case throughout the process. Of course, I think that's correct. I don't think unofficial does not mean wrong. That's the problem. So a solution, not a suspect. Yeah, see? Yeah, and that's a weird choice of word. Let me go see if I can find this on an official site, and then I'll pull up the.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do with my computers. Whoa.
Let me see if I can find that. So I want to see what their official statement is. Does anybody know if it's on Facebook or on Twitter?
I'm in the group now. Hold on, let me see.
Okay. Let's see.
Well, I'm not going to be any help because my computer stinks.
I can't wait to just have one back here and I'll be happy. I feel so bad. I can barely help T half the time. She's running like behind and front.
Yeah, that's not the right one. Let me Google it and see if they just, it's a new article. Where did Brian Hoffman ended up leaving? But I know this is the case he'd wanted to talk about. He sent me an email.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
He
I
was
live
there.
in chronic pain, and I couldn't do the walking Debbie did. I'm 5 years younger than Debbie and need a wheelchair to get about.
Right.
And you baby, see that? I agree. I'm sorry, one, that you're in chronic pain, but I understand only because, like I said, that's my mom, and I just couldn't imagine that she's just going to go walking out there to, even if it was to meet somebody else. Like, wow, why wouldn't they meet at a hotel room or something? I don't know.
Yeah, especially if that was weird behavior for her. And just looking at her picture, she seems like a pretty level-headed, normal woman. I don't know her, of course, but
This
just
is a
seems
good
odd.
point. Lindy S asks, is the rehab also for pain management? Pain management doctors.
Look it up.
I don't know the answer to that, but that's a great question. They said they won't release anything till the end of the week, probably. Yep. Let's see. Okay, let me see if I can find it. That's the now. I don't see where she got that, and she didn't source it, so I can't tell you where it's from. Did anybody? It's for males only. Oh, that's right. It is for males only, but I wonder if they have like a doctor's office nearby. It's an all male rehab, but I'm wondering if there's like a. It's possible, but still, she went to Clayton. There's a reason she went to Clayton. That's another unknown thing. Why drive to Clayton? And in the rain drizzle, the body pain feels worse. Yep.
Real quick, do you know what she purchased at Family Dollar? Was it the tarp and stuff?
Yep, she bought the tarp, the poncho, the paper towels, and a lighter.
That's just so weird.
Okay, I don't know where that officially came from, so.
I can't find it.
That's the now Habersham. That's one I already read. Those are from days ago. I don't see anything else.
I'm in both groups.
Oh, here's the Daily Beast. Hold on. This one's new as of 2 hours ago. Oh, this is from her son. My entire family has been hunted. Oh, goodness. Okay. As authorities continue to investigate what happened to Georgia mom Debbie Collier, who was found dead and severely burned in a ravine in September, her son is begging for privacy and respect. Please again, put down your bows and arrows and stop hunting my family. Please respect my mother. Would you want you and your family's worst day to be exploited in this manner? I truly hope no one ever has to go through this experience and be left as haunted as I am. The demand for privacy comes amid media reports that investigators are now investigating the death as a homicide. So this is old then. Why is it coming up today? The demand for privacy comes amid media reports that investigators are now investigating the 59-year-old's death as a homicide. See, that's old.
Yep.
It's still just a very, very, unless there's any background of like mental health conditions, or usually, in my opinion, when someone unalives themselves, they have struggled from either addiction or mental health issues, depression. They start giving their things away. I'm just curious if there's any pre-incident behavior that we could look at that would go, oh, well, maybe she did do that, or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what they're putting out a statement that he made at the very beginning of this, and they're putting it out acting like he made that statement now. He didn't. That statement's old. I don't like that.
Yeah, it just feels like if this was my loved one, I would want, and I've always felt this way about these kind of cases, as many eyes and people looking and talking as possible, but that's just me, I guess.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Shabane says, check the Twitter message I sent to Facebook Messenger. Okay, I don't have that yet.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what they call it pre-incident behavior from the family, and then post, like their social media, things like that. Just be curious to kind of compare where they're at now.
And maybe she was conducting a ritual and wanted cover from the rain. So she redundantly bought the tarp and a poncho, or needed the tarp to use the lighter, but I don't know if they found the lighter. Yeah, I don't know if they found the lighter either. Let's see.
Was she a religious woman, or?
I don't know if anybody's ever talked about that, like how religious she was. Connie, you are a warrior.
Yes, she is. T, I'm
I
sending you something from,
Okay.
From the message.
And you guys, I know a few people said it's an all-male center. Yeah, you guys are right. I had totally forgotten about that. But that doesn't, I'm just wondering if that's still that maybe she went to like a pain doctor or a doctor in Clayton, and that's why she went there. They're not going to let me go. Like maybe she was supposed to go to see somebody and they're not going to let her see that person.
See, that sounds like. When did she send that message?
3:17 in the afternoon.
On that day?
On that day, yeah. While sitting in her car.
And then how much longer after that do we know when she was potentially deceased from that time?
Well, we know that they found her the next day around noon. So hold on. Okay, so this Cody Alcorn, who is pretty reliable, says this is the new statement from him, but this is a little different. I'm absolutely disturbed. I'm having again to beg and plead for privacy and respect on behalf of my mother, my family members, and for the people who loved and cared for my mother during her short life. I woke up this morning to another round of media attention and speculation about my mother's passing. I cannot help but find this type of reporting to be extremely lazy, disgusting, and disrespectful, as my family and I have been provided with no information or evidence from any law enforcement officer or agency to validate or support this type of guesswork. My entire family has been hunted. Oh, see, I'm back to being hunted. So it's like they used both statements. Oh, that's weird. My entire family has been hunted since my mother's passing by strangers, independent sleuths, YouTubers who peddle tacky shirts and merchandise about the worst day of my life, a distant family member who decided to victim shame my mother on the internet, and the reporters who continue to use my mother's name for clickbait. The public has absolutely obliterated any possibility of normal experience of grief for my family. For that, I am not sure I will ever be capable of forgiveness. Please again, put down your bows and arrows and stop hunting my family. Please respect my mother. Would you want you and your family's worst day to be exploited in this manner? I truly hope no one ever has to go through this experience and be left as haunted as I am. Wow.
I just don't get that, and I feel for him, but he just said he had no answer, right? That's what I got from that. Like, does he know what happened to his mom? Because for me, I wouldn't rest until I knew.
Well, he's saying that they've been given no information from law enforcement.
Well, then why not reach out to?
But that doesn't, once again, unfortunately for him, it doesn't mean that these people that are giving this information to news outlets are wrong. So
it's like, it's almost, and I hate to say it, but it's like he wants people to just stop talking about it. But I know we're all different, but for me, it would be like I'd want all the help I could get from everybody.
well, I mean, I think it's tough because there are extreme. He's talking about people that are selling merchandise about that day. I don't know anybody that's doing that, but obviously YouTube is huge. I don't have any merchandise up about Debbie. Are people
Ooh.
putting merchandise? Does anybody know? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I never heard.
I don't know.
know.
I think there's such a. Hi, CDT.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that does that, and I've been following true crime for a little bit now.
Yeah, I don't know. So I get it though, but I mean, are people harassing him? Are people like coming in his messenger? Are people like standing out front of his house? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that could be annoying, but at the same time, I still want that help for me.
I think there's definitely a line between help and talking and going overboard. And
Yeah,
I can
that's
tell you
true.
that I know it happens in all three. So
Yeah,
I don't. That message is directed at probably a very specific bunch of people.
that's true.
CDT's all. I'm late because of kids, but I'm here.
The kiddos. The kiddos.
Don't y'all think the husband would have said if she had an appointment? Maybe he just thought she was food shopping, right? Yeah, he didn't know anything about what she was doing. He didn't have any idea that she was going to Clayton or to the Family Dollar. And why does her daughter say she's buying cleaning supplies? Like, that irritates me. The only thing that's in that whole batch of crap to clean would be paper towels. The rest of it has nothing to do with cleaning.
Sorry, the family stuff doesn't add up. It is all the way suspect that there was this whole thing between the daughter and the boyfriend, and they just got there 2 days prior, and then 2 days later, Debbie ends up not being here anymore. Like, and we have this explosion theory thing that we have to go. There's just like so much that this just does not make sense with this case that like you can't help but to put. Like, I can't put down the fact that like what Crazy Mama just said, those fake tears from Amanda. Like, I genuinely feel like they were fake. I do. Like, I'm sorry if she has nothing to do with this, but at the same time, it's hard to just believe because of all these things that she just unalived herself. Just can't.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate, but and I'm gonna say the same thing I kind of said about like Kylie's case. Is you go national wanting everybody to help you find your missing person, and those people become invested in the case, and they want to know the outcome as well. And so you can't open it up into this broad spectrum. And I get like he didn't personally. It's not like he went public with it, but I mean it becomes a bigger deal as people are asking like to help find this loved one. Then this loved one is found, and there's a bunch of weird stuff around the situation. There's tons of loved ones that are found all the time. Without all the stuff around it, people typically just go, "Yep, they're found. Great. Now we're gonna go talk about something else." So there's a lot of dysfunction that's happening, and unfortunately, that's his family. So it's like, yeah.
He says his mother's being dragged. You know, I think he's specifically talking about his mother and some of the things, you know, that are being
I definitely
said
think
about
there's a specific group of people he's referencing in that.
That's
And
talking
Trauma
about
Doll
his
says
mother.
it's collateral abuse. You'd understand it if it happened to you, and I totally understand that. That's why I'm saying, like, I get, like, is somebody doing something to him? Very possible. I don't know. If it is, I don't know it. I will talk about cases, and I will talk about them as respectfully as I can. That's not going to change regardless of which family member asks people to never talk about it again. I'm not ever purposely disrespectful. LFT, it was like both of his statements were integrated together. It was kind of weird. It wasn't an updated, like, you know how they put like the update on the top and then you read down. It was all together, like mixed up. Like maybe they just, I don't know, maybe they put both statements together and didn't realize it was two separate ones. Let me see. Could a fire ignite if vaping? Well, they're saying that there was an accelerant used. That they've always known there was an accelerant used. So that to me is kind of.
Yeah. Do you have a photo of the crime scene by any chance?
Oh shoot, that's what I was going to pull up for you.
That
Yes,
would
I
be
was
so
looking for this
interesting.
article, or I was looking for where Habersham. Did you send it to me, Shay Benet? Because I don't have it. Oh, I see where you sent it. I see where you sent it. It's in the Facebook page. I was looking at my messenger. Okay, hold on. Let me go to this Twitter thing real quick.
Oh,
Let me pull up
the Facebook.
Let me pull up some of the crime scene. But this is after, so you have to remember that, because this is after they had left, and then other people like news and stuff were going in and looking at it.
Okay.
So
Right, crazy mama. Little mini MMA.
little mini MMA, like the toddler MMA.
Yeah, we need that. We gotta use that. What did Jack say? Hey, stormy skies.
Why doesn't it want to come up?
But yeah, Kylie's case was just something else. It was a interesting one there as well.
I've never been able to not like let up on a case, and I absolutely should have a line, but I absolutely keep crossing my own damn line every single time. But I cannot help myself, and that's
It just feels like there needs to be somebody with that inside them out there, just continuing to look and just because you never know, and
oh yeah. It's real life, man. Like that can really happen. You can really be 16 years old, just getting your license, just driving, being out and about, doing your thing as a kid, teenager, and look at how many scenarios was out there that it could have been. And it still could be, but you know what I mean? Like, I know for myself, I have a 17-year-old daughter, and so it's like those type of cases, it's just, you can really not think that can happen like that. The Greek god of MMA.
I know I had to. Okay, so here's some of the pictures. Let me kind of go through them a little bit. So, and I'd have to pull up the cops reports, the CAD notes on it too, because they talk about like the fires under this like uprooted tree, which you can kind of see that, and then she's on her back holding on to a tree, a smaller tree with her right hand.
What? This is the strangest thing.
Well, hence why we're all kind of stuck, because like nobody can figure out exactly what happened, and it's like I wish I had
Was she laying under that little, tree stump there?
No, so up here on the top, up here, this is like that uprooted tree area where you'll be able to see like the fire, like as it went out. That's her memorial.
Oh, I see.
I'm trying to get to. So like this would be like the little path that she walked down. This is just stuff that was found. So like paper towels and just that. So the blue gloves are left by investigators, which irritates me anyway. So this is like the uprooted tree area. And they found like the red tote bag, which is like a Family Dollar, you have to pay for your own bags to put your stuff in kind of thing. So that they found that bag up here by this tree. Let me go back over here.
Okay, and then those are the gloves from investigators. And what are those? What is that, like paper towels and stuff on the ground?
Yeah, it's just like paper towels and stuff on the ground. I wish I could see better because the sun is like right in my face. But I know there's the ones that you can see. I'm just hoping I can actually point out which ones they are. More gloves. There's ones that you can see, like the little red. If you guys can see them and I just can't right now, like let me know. There's one, like the burnt red, which is assumed to be like part of her jersey. And more gloves. So, but like we had zoomed in on like a lot of these and gone through like which ones had what.
So let's say she meets a friend. They go to the woods. They sit by a tree, hang out. And then what? Friend leaves and Debbie, there's an explosion, or she unalives herself some way, somehow. But she's also looking like she's ready to go to the game.
So she's wearing a jersey and
But the game that was going on was the other direction. It wasn't that way.
Right, but she's on the other side, right? That's right. That's such a good point to know. She did have any appointments of any kind, like anywhere. Oh wait, Kelly's in here, right?
And the text message said they're not gonna let me go.
The Venmo message said that.
Venmo.
They're not going to let me go. I love you. There's a blue key in the flower pot to get in the house or whatever.
So that's saying I'm not gonna be home. Kind of
Mhm.
for her daughter.
Yeah,
Right,
it's like,
Melmac?
let her daughter get in the house. I see there's some more of the red.
No, okay. Kelly follows this case very, very close. Please
Yes,
check
she
out
does.
her channel, CDT. She covers Debbie very, very closely, and she said that there are no known appointments so far. So, okay, good to know. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll have to check that out. And that red coloration right there is from her jersey.
That's what we think. We don't know.
Okay.
This is just the news. The news outlets had gone out there afterward and took photos of stuff that they saw. Nobody ever told us what any of it was, so we assume or we think that this is possibly from like the jersey.
Yeah, something like that. It's got to be because those colors are not nature colors. They're.
Carol, I totally agree with you. I don't know why they left all this crap out in
That is,
nature.
yeah. Like what?
Makes me think of the Tara Greenstead case. Remember that damn glove?
The one single glove.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this one's got a ton of gloves though. Yeah, CDT. We were just talking about that right before you came in about the remains of a gas can. But I don't know if that looks like plastic or fabric. Let's see. It says, as a mom, if I was going to say goodbye to my daughter, as some think Debbie was saying, love you means unaliving, I'm sure she would say a little more.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
Well, this is why I was wondering if they were already like in this conversation, like, you know, they already had like some type of text chain going, and then her last response to her is on the Venmo. Because if you remember, people talked about like her going into the Family Dollar and how she looks like she's somewhat upset because she kind of flings the door open a little bit. Like that she was already frustrated from whatever conversations were already happening. I don't know.
That sounds like maybe fear, possibly.
I never thought that goodbye, like that I love you, sounded like the goodbye I love you, like the final goodbye I love you.
I wonder if she even sent it. Potentially.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying that it did come from her phone, and you can see her sitting in her van outside of the Family Dollar at the time that it was sent. So they have all the records now, and it supposedly came from her phone.
Yep, that makes sense.
I mean, I don't know because Max 2002 made a really good point when she came up here about why didn't she text her husband?
Right.
If it was, that's probably one of the biggest things that's kind of pushing me back towards an accident. Then would be why didn't she say goodbye to her husband?
Right.
Chat earlier, he's not really advocating for her, like I guess a husband would, especially in this type of circumstance. You know, she was found in the woods. I don't know. I would be pushing for a little bit more.
Same. And I wonder if did she give anything away? Like, 'cause sometimes when people are going to do those sorts of things, they start to give their stuff away. Like, there's some signs you can look for. You know.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Like to know if she started giving things out that she, you know, like remembrance things and things like that. I just don't think so. Like just from I don't know, and not to judge her daughter too much, but I think if, well, you know, I'm going to take that back. I'm not even going to say that.
Okay.
She just doesn't seem like she was giving things away. Like she wasn't doing things that would lead up to unaliving herself that we know of so far. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Right, that we know of, right? That would show a little bit more. So if that's the case,
thank you, LFT. Thank you.
Tarp, a lighter, and she was laying down without a shirt on. Is that what you
Right,
said?
her shirt was gone.
No shirt, which is like that's a little suspect. Could you maybe explain where things were found, and I do apologize if you've said this a million times. But
No, it's okay. I mean, I can only do my best to guess. They've not actually,
Sure.
like I said,
Yeah.
they haven't actually stated that.
Okay.
So let me go back to some of the other ones. If I can find them. Hold on, the dogs are going to start barking because my husband's home. Michelle, you talk real quick and I'll find the picture.
I got you, baby.
Your name is Michelle?
Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm nice to
Hi,
meet you.
your name, if your name's up there, it's covered. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I go by Yo Main Girl. I'm very new to all this and YouTube and this and that. But what's your channel name?
You're welcome. I just hang out here with T. I don't have a channel.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
Yeah.
I'll come
Just here
over
with
and bug you. Well, I love that. That's awesome.
So you're new to YouTube, you said, altogether?
Well, I'm new to I used to watch YouTube videos and stuff, and then I started following the true crime stuff, and it's pulled me in. So
That's exactly what happened to me.
yeah.
That's how I got here. But it really is. It's a really, it's a cool community, especially if you want to. My brain and it's been very, very challenged here, but for all. I mean, I've been on here a couple hours. I'm probably not making sense at this point, but such a good community stand for all the. In my opinion, stands for all the right reasons, all the right things. Like they love kids. Like it's a good place. Like especially if you just like that interaction with people. And then there's a lot of channels that just kind of do deep dive stuff, and then there's channels that more do like podcast live situations. Like you kind of find your own little
niche. Yeah, I like I just feel like it could be so powerful, and if all these people coming together and the things that could be done is just really cool. So
oh yeah, we are like crazy strong together. Like when we can unite, especially like I feel like that's the most when we can do it for the kids, like
yeah. It's awesome.
It really is crazy. You can see the power of what people can do, especially like united as one. Come through like
I agree.
Love it.
Okay, so this is the in the paperwork it talks about like the red bag is found by the uprooted tree where there's like remnants of a small fire that had basically been put out or stopped. So you can see like there's stuff around this area, and then they talk about her being found by a smaller tree, holding onto a smaller tree. So let me find that other picture. So and this is, like I said, we're all kind of just like putting it together as in what we think because of what makes sense that it would be downhill. It's so hard to freaking see. Okay, so there's that one. So there's, you can see like the uprooted tree up here, and like there's the smaller trees that would be like down, and then there's like you see like their uprooted tree with the big thing. So we're thinking that she would have been somewhere down in this area, but we don't have anything to prove that. That's all just speculation on our part because she was further downhill from the fire, according to the papers.
And she was on her back, like you said, with no shirt on, and she had her hand kind of up.
She had her right hand holding onto the tree, yeah.
Now that right there is just weird.
That's the one thing though that has me on, like, could have had a crazy explosion accident type of situation, maybe.
Then why was she there?
I know. I cannot.
And why was her shirt not on her body? Did she have a bra on?
The original report said that she was nude, and then it came out that she was partially nude, no shirt on. And then it came out that it was her jersey had burned and there was remnants found there.
Maybe she took it off because it caught on fire, and she was like, I don't know.
Right, and the only burns she had on her body were like her lap area and her belly.
And what would cause? Was there any oil or grease or anything else that?
No, but they said an accelerant was used. So and Pegs, I agree. So it says like if she was cheating, I would want proof from her phone. Well, they have all of her phone data. They would know she was going to meet somebody, right? Unless she's got like some burner phone that they don't have access to.
I don't. If Debbie has a burner phone, then guess what? We have our work cut out for us.
You know
with
what I'm
all these
saying? Like, it just
cases.
doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. They would know that she went to meet somebody.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because she wouldn't be expecting for this to happen.
What makes you go into the woods? And I just like, because that's where it does, the unaliving part does kind of make sense to go into the woods. But other than that, what made her go into the woods? I just don't understand that at all. Like, what made you sit by that tree and just...
People that are trying to connect with nature aren't typically out there in their Sunday jersey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like,
or their Saturday jersey for the game. And that normally you're out there with your
butterfly
nature
basket and shit and your hat and net, you know, like your Dora the Explorer out there, like you're ready to go. It's not...
What day was it that she was out there? Anybody know?
So she went missing on Saturday, September 10th, and she was found on Sunday, September 11th.
So it was a Saturday. Anything going on that day that anybody knows about? Or?
No. No. The husband was doing parking for the local game. He was doing running the parking lot. Okay, CDT, I'll see you in a little bit.
How old are the kids? Older?
Yeah, they're both older children. They live on their own. Well, the daughter's kind of needy, but
Same C-Dub, like it's...
Any insurance money collected? As much as I hate to say that, or a will?
not yet,
Or...
no. We don't know anything about if there's actual insurance or not.
Okay. So we're working with what we got. I see. All right.
She did not buy a product that was considered accelerant, but they are saying that there's a potential that there was a gasoline can that melted in the area. She was in a rental car because she had gotten in a car accident a few days before. So there was an enterprise, or I don't know if it was a few days. I think it was a few days before. She had gotten the rental car a few days before. I don't know when the accident was, so I don't want to say when the accident was when I can't actually remember. But that's why she had rental, because her car was in the shop getting repaired from the accident.
So it's not confirmed that she actually bought or brought an accelerant herself, but it was definitely on scene, right?
No, they said that they knew an accelerant was used, but they assumed at the beginning that the person had taken it with them.
Okay.
Because you remember at the very beginning of this, they actually ruled out kidnapping and they ruled out a self-unaliving.
That's right. They did. Right.
And that hasn't changed to this point?
Not directly from law enforcement, but quote unquote law enforcement sources are feeding the news media that they do believe now it is most likely or very possibly an accident or a self-unaliving.
And that's probably just because they have no proof, possibly, right? Potentially.
Well, that's why I think the autopsy probably came back something with like an undetermined, is what I'm wondering.
Ooh.
And Peg says like they decided they're not going to spend any more money on the case, and this will be one of those cases that people, no matter what it comes out as, are going to believe something else. They're going to have to show, and they won't, because that's how law enforcement is. They're going to have to show how they got to where they believe whatever way they believe. Otherwise, people aren't going to believe it. And law enforcement doesn't think that that's necessary. Like, look at the Kylie case. They just think they can sneak it out to social or to news networks, and that people are just going to leave them alone about it.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen that way.
That was such a shitty move. It really was.
That whole case continues to haunt me. It's the only way I know how to define it. It just bugs me.
Yeah.
Well, because they didn't come out and actually do anything official to say this is what we did and this is how we determined. They tried to do shit behind the scenes and snuck it out to everybody, and that pisses me off. But that's a whole nother story, so I'm not going to want to get too far into that.
Yeah.
I do want to talk a little bit about Quentin before I have to go, because I do have to pick up kids from school here soon.
Okay.
You're welcome to stay up. Do you know much about the Quentin case?
I'm learning. I'm trying to absorb as much as I can. There's a lot about that. It's like first, everybody was on the that she had done this, and now she's coming up saying she's waiting for answers, and then she said she doesn't remember. So I'm kind of confused with that one.
Okay, well, that's what I was going to pull up. So apparently Babysitter was on Court TV, and I need to find it.
She was.
Yeah. Do you have that link by chance?
I don't, but I can send it to you. You want it?
Yeah, please.
Got it, baby.
I'm gonna see if I can pull it up.
And I know they're looking in an area like a.
They're looking in the landfill in the
There we
area.
go.
Yeah.
Good.
So this was the big thing that I wanted to talk about, Quentin. Obviously, there's a lot of little dramatics that go along with Quentin's case right now, but I wanted to talk about the update from the babysitter, and I don't have it ready.
And oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. The oh goodness, stop barking. The mom did her.
What kind of dog do you have?
I have 2 schnauzers and 1 mutt. Hold, please.
They torture her. It's great.
They do sometimes. The barking is just like, I don't know why he can't. And he has a terrible bark.
I'm under court TV too, and the only thing it has is like stuff from the protesters from 20 hours ago. Let me see if someone else has it.
Oh, I heard something. I think it was today or yesterday about he may have potentially been left in a bathtub, unfortunately, or something.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine what happened prior to, or what we know could she have possibly done, or they could have possibly done it.
So sad, man. Oh, little boy.
And he really is. He's the cutest little thing in the world.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
See, I don't see
Mhm.
anything from court TV except from this 20 hours ago deal. You want that?
Okay, shoot. Let me see.
I sent it to you, but I just looked through it real fast and I don't see anything from the babysitter.
Yeah, so the babysitter was supposedly on court TV and said that Leilani is the one who actually texted her.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Well, I haven't seen it, so that's why I wanted to watch it with you guys.
Yeah.
To see what exactly was said, because I've only heard that.
Right.
The phone call between Billy, Joe, and Quentin's dad is out. Where's that at? Because I haven't heard that either.
Okay.
I did see, I do have the clip that I was trying to post yesterday and I couldn't get it to upload right, where Billy Joe is talking about the fact that her and Quentin's dad were on the phone on October 5th, but that's like from the news. So let me see. Justice for All has the phone call.
Oh yeah, I think he did a live today. I didn't get to catch it, but I know.
Did they send him the phone call, or did I wanted to see the babysitter on court TV is what I really wanted. Does anybody know where that is?
I can't find that note. Like I was literally on court TV's YouTube channel.
Hold on a second.
Wait a
Stop sharing this real quick and then I'll share. Let me share this part. I'm on a live. Okay, let's see.
Never mind. That ain't it.
Do you know where in Justice for All's video he plays the call? Because I don't want to watch this whole thing.
Man, that would be more help if my freaking laptop was working.
Yeah. She wasn't recorded saying that, just the reporter. Steph, you can't put it in the chat. You can send it to me. Let me see. She wasn't recorded saying that, just the reporter. The report. No, she's recorded saying it. I have Billy Joe saying she was on the phone with Quentin's dad. That's the clip I have from the reporter. I don't know if that's CDT has the phone call on her channel. Okay, let me go over to CDT's channel.
This is from 3 hours ago.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Yes, she does have it.
Cool.
We'll just share hers then. Perfect. Oh, it's from the Daily Mail. Oh, okay.
I'm like,
Never
I'm
mind.
on court TV everywhere.
I thought he got a recorded phone call. I was like, what? That is not the same thing. That's fine. I'm still going to play it, though. I don't want that up there. Stop sharing this.
Welcome, NorCal Jim. Steph B, if you don't have her on Messenger, you can send it to criminality187@gmail.com. She can get it there.
Oh, I wanted to say criminality. I like your icon. That's really cool. Your photo.
Oh, thanks.
Love that.
Okay, this one should be, this is the one from CDT. Is it on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, good.
Yes, ma'am.
Strongly about that. I feel honestly and truthfully. I feel strongly about that. I feel honestly and truthfully, Bubba, I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like there was an accident. I feel like something happened while Quentin was in the bathtub and he drowned, and they were both high. That's my theory.
Well, hell, they should just call the police if something like that happened.
If you're high as hell, man, you do stupid shit. Even yourself, you're a different person whenever you because I'm not defending her. You know what I mean? But I know I'm not the same person on drugs.
Okay, that's really weird.
Kick it out and then put a circle around it, and at the bottom we'll have.
It just starts playing other channels. That doesn't. That's what they have is like 30 seconds of this call. That's weird. And that is a rather specific theory. And we've heard her say this now that she's out on social media doing stuff.
Is anybody in around the case, are they doing panels or anything?
Where at? For which one?
Quentin's case, or I'm just curious if any of them, are they just staying at their home, talking to the news?
Well, they've been, Billy Joe's been talking to a channel called Voices Behind the Wall. And then Leilani's brother has come on and talked about somewhat of the case, not too much.
Okay.
Let me see if I can share this one. Yeah, it's only 31 seconds. That's just silly. There's no way. Who recorded the call? One, it would had to have been him. If Daily Mail has it, then it has to be Bubba that gave it to him.
Bubba.
What do you think about the protesting going on, criminality?
it's something I've talked about a couple times, and it's like I understand why they want to do it. I really do. I understand that they're doing it for the simple fact that they want to get a reaction and they want to see what happens. I would not personally be doing it. I don't have anger or I'm not pissed off at them for wanting to get them kind of riled up and get them out of their comfort zone. What I feel bad for is the neighbors and the neighborhood children that are subjected to it as well when they didn't do anything. And I always kind of refer to it back to I have kids, and if my kids lost one of their neighbors that was they knew and their little friend,
And you're sitting there watching all these people yell. And
what if they didn't know? What if they didn't know that Quentin had been unalived? What if they didn't know that and now they do? Or what if they're now afraid because these people are yelling that there's a baby killer and they're babies?
Oh, yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
So that's where my biggest part of concern comes in. I know that the people are out there and they're doing it because they want justice for Quentin. And how do you fault somebody for wanting that? I also do not agree that one chick got arrested for going up and banging on the windows. I mean, she screwed up. That's just stupid. You don't do that. Why don't you go out there, peaceful protest, say this is what we want. But I mean, Leilani's not arresting herself. Do you understand what I mean? So if they want the arrest, are they picketing by the police department? No, probably because they're in fear of being arrested. I don't know. So I don't really have a solid opinion because I get it and then I don't get it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Exactly.
I just feel like the whole line draws when the other children and neighbors' peace are then taken, because then it's not a peaceful protest.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's then take it to the police station or, wherever. It's just, but I get it all at the same time. Like we said, there's just
I want justice for Quentin. So I get that they want to go out there and yell at these people for not saying, hey, this is what happened. And I do not believe that Leilani is innocent. I do not believe that Leilani doesn't know what happened. I do not believe that Leilani couldn't just go down and tell the truth.
Yep.
So I get all of that, and I get why they're really pissed off. And some of the neighbors are going out there, but what about all the kids? And some of the lives you can see, kids are in the cars that are right there by the protest. I'm I just don't want my kids involved in all that stuff. So
yeah, I get that. I have a daughter too, and that would be disturbing.
Right. And so that's where I'm there's just so much go out there and do things and do them calmly, peacefully. I don't know. That's why I'm I really can't give an opinion because I know, and there's the people that are out there have hundreds and hundreds of supporters.
Oh yeah.
So there's people who totally feel like this is the right way to go about things.
Yeah.
Who am I to say you guys are all wrong? I don't know. I don't think I can.
And I wonder if it's changing anything, as far as how Ellie's gonna handle things or how Leilani's gonna handle things. I don't know.
And see, I don't think it's actually going to change anything when it comes to law enforcement. It's just giving law enforcement more work to do to have to go out there and continue to take care of these people. I'm not looking for the new interview of Leilani and Billy Joe. I'm looking for the court TV where the babysitter went on.
Sometimes it can tend to cause more chaos, which can interrupt the investigation and take those precious man hours and resources up for things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good thought. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're already there and all that crazy stuff. And then I also worry sometimes, just for their own safety, there could be 90% that are doing this, I guess the right way and the peaceful way. And then you could have that 1 to 10% that God forbid they attack that crowd back, or, emotions are high in these situations, you know what I mean? And people act completely erratic, and it can come from one neighbor to the next, and then boom, that whole crowd's taken down. And God forbid you don't want that to happen either.
Yeah, it could get out of control.
So much, you don't want to hurt the investigation.
Exactly. And if they're Leilani and all of the people around there are supposedly on substances, they can get irrational.
Oh yeah. But to understand the outrage of not of Quentin, and just, I mean, gosh, the Leilani and even at Billy Joe, they give people enough to be outraged about and to get people's, I just think of Quentin at the end of the day, think of those community and neighborhood kids and just know that they definitely need peace. And this is, you know, sad. The whole thing is sad, you know.
It's so sad, and that's a really good point too. I didn't even think of it that way. So, absolutely.
Yeah. Did anybody find that Court TV one?
I was on Court TV. It's like a compilation type deal. There's nothing about the babysitter that I've seen on Court TV.
I guess
Well, supposedly on Court TV, the babysitter says that they got she got the phone call from Leilani and not from Danny, and shows the messages. I don't know if that's true, so I don't want to totally put that out there. I've heard that, and I don't know if it's true. I watched it this morning on Benny's show. Well, so I went and looked, and I didn't see it. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we've been on here forever already covering all of these. It's already like 3.5 hours in. So if we do find it, I'll try to clip it and throw it up on the channel. If you guys, in the playlist for Quentin, I've tried to add like all of the babysitters' lives. They're not all public, but they are in the playlist. So if you guys are looking for them for any reason, like I just try to put the ones public that are more geared towards actual information of the case, and the ones where she's kind of just talking about the case or like, you know, saying her prayers for him are they're not public, but they are in the playlist, so you can view them. They're just unlisted. So if you guys wanted to go through them, you're welcome to. If you go to ATS News, she played it this morning. She probably won't mind if you use it. No, she wouldn't mind. But do you know what timestamp it's in? Because
I watched that earlier. Hold on. Wait.
Hi, Jay Warren. Oh, Pigs, you're very welcome. Thank you for coming. I haven't found it. Was the interview with Court TV or with someone else in Court TV got a hold of it? Great question. No idea. So let me go over to ATS real quick and see if I can skim it and find something before I have to hop off. This was the whole thing I wanted to talk about today was this. And I thought it would just be on Court TV and it'd be really easy to like find, you know what I mean?
All right. You got Leilani and Billy Joe at like 17 minutes in, and then I'm going to keep looking.
Okay. If you guys aren't subscribed to ATS and CDT, you guys need to make sure you get over there and subscribe to them because
what's it called? ATS?
ATS and CDT. So put both their if the wrenches can drop their links, that would be great.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
They're very good channels. They're very fact driven.
Yeah, that's what I like.
And they have constant coverage of these cases between Quentin, Debbie, even a few of the other ones that we've discussed.
Okay, hold on. So this is she's got the interview. She's got the drone footage. Oh, here, she's got Vinny. I see Vinny. Okay, hold on. Let me share this.
Someone says it starts around 32 minutes.
See what's behind you, which looks like a memorial.
Okay, this is the clip I just had up, but I didn't see anything in it about the
mother is
babysitter.
still in there, and then you hear that she's at your, you know, in case you visited that local bar, like she's hanging out at your local bar, like drinking and partying it up, especially for those who are mothers. And like, you guys know, if you're a mother, like it's not like you can just go out to the bars and drink anyways, you know, you got to get a babysitter, or, you know, it's your priority, it's your responsibility to be home with your child, like not out drinking anymore. And yet these mothers are seeing Leilani go out with her mother and drink and party and stuff. And it's like, your child's missing. Like, it's not even just that you're a mother and you should probably be home. Like, your child is missing. This is just not what we want to see as a neighborhood, as a community. So, you know, it's just, it's crazy. It's fascinating. And it's just like wild that, like, you know, good for these people. If she's feeling this strongly about seeing what's going down in her own community and neighborhood, it's like, wow. I mean, I really can't blame the neighborhood and community for being this outraged. I mean, we kind of all are, right?
In the cold, like we've had some really cold nights, and for them to just be, you know, not in jail yet is crazy to me. So for as a mother, like how can you even live, breathe, sleep, eat? How? So as a mother, I am Quentin's voice. We are all Quentin's voice. If it wasn't for us, this would be swept under the rug. I mean, nothing yet has been done. I mean, so when is it going to be done? You know, people go to jail every day for minor things, and you have to sit there until proven innocent. So why is she still free? And where is the baby? And as a mother, you need to help find your baby.
It's a determined group who've been here. They've been changing out shifts. Some were here earlier in the day when we were here. Some have left. Others have come to make sure that there are people here at all times demanding that justice for the baby. But you see that tent with all those stuffed toy animals and the flowers and pictures of Quentin Simon that, of course, seems to have been put up by his family, the people who live here, and the place that he was last seen alive, Vinny.
So so inside the house tonight, we believe that the family is there. They're not coming in and out. They're just sort of staying inside, not wanting to get into any sort of confrontation with the protesters and people who've shown up outside of the home. Is that kind of the situation right now?
We do believe that's the situation. We've been here for hours. We have not seen anyone come and talk to us directly. We did see a car that left at one point and then came back to this location, but they've been very clear, it seems, about trespassing. And there's even when we've tried to approach it, even neighbors have yelled about trespassing because there actually was a clash over the weekend where people were detained.
So I just want to pause and go through some of your guys' comments. People are definitely thinking that Leilani thinks she's going to get away with this. And then
right after this, hold on.
Let this play out.
Where they said that there were 4 who were arrested. The Chatham County Police Department said that they were protesting over the issue of toddler Quentin Simon on Friday and Saturday night. Last night, there was one protester arrested after they were reportedly banging on the windows and doors of the home.
Yeah, we know that. So
The
where's the
home, or are they just talking amongst each other at this
It's all
point?
about the protesters.
Right now, it is a change. They have been addressing the home most of the day, but right now it's amongst each other. I've noticed them talking about this case, about the tragedy of this toddler that's lost, what they think may
Jordan,
have
when
happened.
does she do that,
Right
though?
now, it's just an interesting scene because they are now on the yard of the property, which is different from where they were most of the day today, and there is an open window.
Sorry, I just wanted to pause and say goodbye to Mel Mack. She's going to a doctor's appointment. So thank you for being here. And I really appreciate you always modding and being a good supporter. So thank you so much.
Aw, look at Amber being
And
all
yes,
nice to
Allison
Mel,
Faye
man.
said protesters were burning sage around their house yesterday. I saw that. They
like when
need
Amber
some
tells
good
them all.
vibes and energy
Aren't they, Lonnie?
around that house. It looks so creepy, doesn't it? Like,
So
looking
Colorado
at
Mountain
it
Life,
in
I
the media
I
clips, it
actually
just
clipped
reminds
all
me of
those
like a
little
horror movie
tidbits
house.
together and posted it because they released all of those in like 5 different segments. So I went through
And good
each
morning, guys.
article and clipped it and then put it all together. So it's up on the channel.
Thanks for being here. Let me play this and hit that like if you guys haven't done so already. But yeah, I haven't seen anybody name Quentin's middle name. I still haven't seen anyone know it or anything. So
Ooh, I
maybe,
know it.
that'd be something to find out. I mean, I want to know more about him.
I have it on a
He's
picture
what this is
somewhere.
about.
There at the house, so perhaps very easy for this family to see who is here outside protesting what they feel has not been handled in the way that it should as far as the investigation and what has been told to authorities.
Let's talk about that investigation, the landfill search. What's the latest there?
We're entering week 2 of that landfill search, and that's going on about 10 miles away from here. Police have not released exactly what took them to that landfill, but they did release that they had credible evidence, credible information that prompted them to go there. And just a bit about how this process works. These are not volunteers. These are law enforcement trained searchers. And they say it's very important that they have that extensive training because of how dangerous a search like this can be. They can encounter hazardous materials. You see, they have the protective gear, but they are moving very carefully through tons of garbage, trying to find what we have not been told exactly what, but related to the disappearance of Quentin Simon. And we know police have said they do not believe that he is alive, but that is the status now. This is still an ongoing search, and no word from police today on any updates coming out of that search.
Now, I also understand that you had an opportunity to speak with Quentin's babysitter.
There we go.
What did you find out?
She is the woman who kept him the day before he went missing. And she didn't want to go on camera because she said it's actually been difficult for her safety-wise, as far as needing to take those precautions because of the intense scrutiny that surrounded this case. But she did talk to me off camera, and she said that she actually received a text the morning of the disappearance, that she was scheduled to babysit the baby, but that she received a text and she showed it to me that she said was from Leilani Simon at 5:29 a.m. And it said that they had made other arrangements when it comes to babysitting. They would not need her, and she would be staying with her parents instead. So she typically would have him between 5:30 and 6, she said, in the morning is when they would bring her over. She also mentioned that she was out on her front yard between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. She didn't notice him anywhere. She said he's a little boy that she's been keeping for 6 months, that she loves him and is heartbroken that he can't be found. But she said she was involved in the search. I asked her if she ever noticed anything odd, any
That's correct, CDT. The text came from Danny's phone. What did this newscaster say? Did she just say that a text from the mother?
From Leilani, yes, she did. Amber Truth Seeker.
Because yeah, I had seen somebody in chat earlier say they got some information wrong in this.
They absolutely do. I don't think
this quote flat. It happens every stain with Leilani.
Would contact Leilani about it. So many questions still unanswered tonight,
right.
but that is what investigators, that's what the FBI is.
I don't think so.
I just want to rewind it real quick and just let's listen to the babysitter's statement one more time because she.
Yeah, I'll watch that. I'll watch that whole thing later. No. I think that she's just wrong. Hi, search and rescue canine mom.
No.
Let's see. It's crazy how these cases involving missing children don't get this level of attention and public involvement in England and Europe in general. No, they don't. And I mean, here's the really unfortunate thing is not all these missing children's cases get this kind of attention in America either. It's just, I don't know what makes it take off and become so popular on social media. I don't know what the answer is, but the news is so behind the true crime community. I know, right? I'm like, yeah, no, I can't. I don't even want to listen to I don't even want to listen to that reporter because it actually kind of irritates me because she's wrong.
Yeah, it's annoying, right?
And then now you can see this, and then you have these issues. So now it's like, now is the babysitter. Diana has completely backtracked on her earlier statement. I think that she may have been threatened. I don't think she backtracked. Did she? Because she's not saying that. The news reporter is.
Right. She's still saying from that night, from that morning. I'm sorry.
The messages I received regarding this said that we got to see the text message from Leilani. Do we get to see that in that clip?
Can you say that again?
The message I received about I needed to watch this court TV thing was about the fact that we got to see the message from Leilani.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Does anybody in this chat, can anybody tell me that that's true, that we actually see a text message from Leilani?
I've never.
never know from nothing that I've ever seen in any of the.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll watch it, like I said, and if there is something, I'll make sure that it's on the channel, either on the community wall or on a video, whatever it may be, because I keep trying to stick everything I can to make sure I have a good solid timeline where anybody can go back and you can watch from the beginning, and there's just a solid timeline of what's said, because I think she's assuming, and I think she just put out that information, and now what happens is now Babysitter's good there. People are going to go, see,
Boom.
Babysitter lied, and she said
Yep.
it was from Danny, and it was actually from Leilani, and it's like, is that true? Did Babysitter lie? Now here go 15,000 different people down the rabbit hole of whether the babysitter lied or not.
Exactly.
And that's when it's
bullshit.
Yeah. She didn't choose her words very wisely. She's just kind of speaking.
Right, but she's just saying, like, and the people who are following, like, how we follow cases, that totally sends something off.
Yeah, I've noticed through this whole live, you've been very careful about, like, if you say something, you're like, well, I don't know. We're going by what we have.
Right. I try to, if I know something for a fact, I'll say that I know this for a fact. If I've heard something from a reliable source, I will say I've heard this from a reliable source. If I don't have a flipping clue and I'm totally guessing, then I'm going to say I don't have a flipping clue and I'm totally guessing.
Misinformation in this world, in these cases, like, because that's kind of all we do. We just try to literally find the most factual, hard evidence truth that we possibly can find, whether this one found it, that one found it, and then we collectively come together and kind of like do this, and that's why T doesn't even want to go forward, because it's like, you know what, if it's not factually
No, I don't want to put that crap on my channel.
Exactly. I totally agree. Just for the simple fact of that being such a crazy point of contention to begin with.
Yeah.
And Diana has caught a lot of shit and a lot of heat, being the one who, in my personal opinion, and I think I could speak for this platform, feels that she very much loved Quentin. And to be perfectly honest, we would have gotten no information without Diana.
As a true crimer, I always say we love Diana's. So that's how Diana Michelle's, like, as a true crime creator, those are the people we really like.
Yeah.
Now, do I agree that she's out there sharing their stuff? I actually don't. If it was me, I'd be like, hey, can you just please shut your mouth for a minute? So I look at that from a twofold perspective. But I also don't want misinformation put out there. And you could tell, like Amber Truthseeker, she was like, wait a minute. What? Wait, what?
Like, hold the phone.
What did she just say?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. Damn news reporters need to get her news and facts straight. If she's right, then I'll be like totally fine. Like, you know what? Apparently Babysitter made that up and now changed her story. I don't think that's true. I think it was Danny. She was adamant that it was Danny. She was asked multiple times by multiple people. She's always said it was Danny.
Yep.
Or it said it was from Danny's phone.
Yep.
I should say.
Linda, that very well could be, I can only imagine. I mean, I'll be totally honest. And yes, is she doing a lot of this in the sense because she's just putting the stuff out there herself, where we kind of feel like maybe she should chill a little bit? Yes. But at the same time, I do believe as time goes on, especially with things like this now happening, she's absolutely probably scared. I'm curious to see what tomorrow brings, just off of this court TV interview, whatever deal from the reporter. Because in our world, that'll blow up, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's going to question this now. They're going to go, like you said, they're going to go back and go over everything Diana Michelle has ever said, try and find where she did it.
Yeah. Now, then she's just going to get, and if they're wrong, she's just going to get more harassed for people thinking that she's lying or she's changing her story. And now it's going to be like, see, everybody look at the babysitter. She changed her story, all because of just one simple mistake that. And I don't know this news reporter, so I have no idea what their history is. I'm like, will they correct it? No idea. But I don't, if she didn't say it, if you're going to quote what she said, quote.
Yeah.
I received a text message at 5:29. End quote. I mean, it's really simple.
Especially with that being her job, you know what I mean? Like to present factual information retrieved back to the public from cases like this. We depend on that. Literally.
Right. So, okay. All right, well, no. Sorry, I even brought it
on
up.
that.
Sorry. I know what you're saying. I know you're saying that, Delana. I know you're saying she's wrong. It just irritates me because that's what I'm saying. How many lives are we going to see in the next 2 days talking about how the babysitter's a liar?
Exactly.
Such a pain in the ass. But I have to go pick up a child from school. I can't believe that we've been on here for 3 hours and 40 minutes. I feel like we've talked about everything under the sun and still have gotten nothing done.
Well, I appreciate you letting me come up here. I'm trying to learn this lane as much as I can, and it's been a good experience, and I'm very grateful. So thank you.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. Thank you for coming up and hanging out with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of fun, and let me get out of your guys' hair so you can go about your day.
Oh, no, you're totally fine. I'm gonna end up popping off and go picking up kids from school. And like I said, I'll sit down and I'll go through the interview with a fine tooth comb and see if I can pull out anything that's super important that needs to actually be up there.
Yeah, because it's going to bug you the rest of the night. I already know.
Oh yeah, then I'm already irritated.
Watch. She was like, that freaking reporter is like, oh,
as soon as she said it, I was like, no.
you wanted to click this live off. He was done.
All right. Thank you guys for spending your Wednesday morning / Wednesday afternoon / maybe even other places where it's not even Wednesday anymore. But I appreciate every single one of you guys for being here.
We love
you're
you,
supposed
Karen.
to be working and you've been here the whole time. 3 hours and 40 minutes. You've been here the whole time, CW. You really have.
We love you,
I really thank you guys. Thank you guys for going through every case and all the details and all the updates and just the chaos and the true crime stuff. Oh, man. I appreciate you guys. And then, like you know what? I may be going on Zav Girl tonight. I'm not sure. She hasn't confirmed, but she wanted to do a live on Debbie Collier. So I may be over on Zav tonight. Keep you guys posted on that. And if not, she'll probably reschedule for a different time day. But then we'll see you on Friday.
Yes. Have a good day, y'all. C-Dub, drop some good podcasts down there for me. I need something good to get into, please. I know she's like the podcast.
Tell me something good.
Tell me something good.